we're streaming.
No, not yet. That's my bad. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to yet another SAO MD live stream. Well, due to my response to my guild, I didn't really even get a response, honestly. We're probably gonna do the guild ranked event stream later. If you didn't know, or you probably eventually see, I pretty much had it as featuring you as a guest, but at the same time, if we're able to do good rank events, we'll try. But if we can't, then I'll just be farming, and we'll do it later today. And that's what we're going to end up doing. So I'm not going to try to have everyone wake up way early in the morning just to do guild ranking events. I don't think that'd be fair.
I don't have my NA account anymore.
Anyway. So, like you said, I know there's a lot that we talked off screen. I didn't even start the live stream. But we just started talking and just talking about the game. And you've been not playing the game for, what was it? You said 7 months? You've been on hiatus for 7 months?
Yeah, 7 months, just before the 3rd anniversary.
Oh, hey, SMH. I mean, we can if you want to, but like I said, we could do it later today. I don't want to force people to wake up really early in the morning to. That's okay. I'm gonna try to get music out for you guys. That's one thing I did forget, but that'd be fine. I'm gonna have to make sure it's a lot lower than usual. Okay. But yeah, we can do it later, SMH, if that's fine. Because we need, I say I want 3 people. At least 3 people ready to go, or 2 people technically, but that's fine. Anyway. I don't sleep. I'm good for a good event. You want sleep so you can do good and not mess up. Depending on if you use a barrier or mitigation, but we'll see. Anyway, so I know we were kind of talking about the new weapons and the characters, so we might as well kind of go over that for you guys while I try to multitask here.
So, I have a few questions for you, actually. Alright, so in terms of the new skill ability, like the linking ability, how does that actually play in effect? For like the MP link and the attack up, or the crit share, how is that like meta changing to this game?
Okay, now granted the whatever crossing skill effect does kind of impact, but what's more important for, let's say, ranking events, the damage output is the additional attack. Each character has a certain way to additional attack, and you can tell just by looking at the characters in the banner when you first look into their details. You'll either say element, a certain character, or anyone else. Like, for instance, the first Persona collab banner, you could additional attack with everyone else. And it's pretty much an attack that... I used the wrong team here. Rip. But, okay, this is going to be hard for me to do, trying to multitask. I'm probably just going to spam with mitigation. I don't want to do that, but we're going to have to do that. But the additional attack is pretty much just adds more combo and a lot more damage at the very end. If you can pull it off, it's a lot more damage, and it makes all the difference. Of course, the crossing skill effect does make a difference too, depending upon the situation. Doing more damage, get a lot more MP up. I would argue MP Link, if... I don't know how most people think about it, but if you think it's bad, that's not the case. It's actually probably one of the better skills, due to the fact that you can get MP back for both. At least like a full combo, or like a full combo and a few more hits, depending upon how much you limit break to your character, you'll be able to get enough MP to get another SS3 out for both characters. And that's the gist of it, is it's pretty much there so that you can continuously get more SS3s out.
Okay, that's not bad. That sounds pretty interesting.
But there's a lot more to it. I know they data-mined all of them when it first came out. I'm gonna actually have to go back and look at it, but pretty much I think there was like MP Link, attack up, crit, mitigation that was in the files. Not sure what else, honestly. I'd have to go back to the article because I went over it. I think I have it as a file, but a PNG file. I'll just have to find it in some way.
I heard a lot of people saying the MP link was really good. I haven't seen the mitigation yet. That sounds really interesting, though.
Yeah, we don't have that yet, assuming we'll ever get it. I don't know. Like, that's in the... like I said, it was data-mined and it's in the files, but who knows if it will actually happen. I'm trying to think if there's others. I know there was, I think, crit rate up, but I'm not positive on that, honestly.
That doesn't sound too terrible. I
But
think we got that already, actually.
Let me see. Crossing link? Crossing skill effects. Is that it? Crossing skill effects? Yes, it is. Let me do that. Crossing skill effects. Effects.
Yeah, because the okay, so which one is this one? The current banner that has the goddesses in it and the Spa, Alice, and is it Ronnie? So like the Asuna? I think the Asuna and Silka have the crit rate up.
Okay,
or the crit damage up. One of the two. I can never remember.
I hate files. Why can't I even... I want to copy it so I can give it to you. Open file location, please. Thank you. Copy. Paste. Cause this is... They don't... It's just the pictures of it, but this kind of shows you what the possibilities are for the future.
Okay.
Because we already have MP Link, which is at the very bottom. It looks like there's a speed one, a defense one, mitigation, barrier, crit, attack, and then whatever that one is at the very top. And we haven't gotten all of them, but that's whenever that was, which was some time ago when first... I think it was like pretty much when we first got additional attacks and crossing effects.
That's really interesting. Man, I don't know why I quit. I just stuck to the game. I really quit at like the best time, like MD's Prime. I felt like, though, linking skill and stuff. Like as soon as I came back, I had no idea what was what. And all of a sudden, all these characters were like pairing together in their SS3s. And I was like, what is happening?
Oh yeah, I guess one more thing to note about the whole. So I'm gonna have to farm. I think I still have to farm the ranking event, so I'll do that actually instead. It'd be a lot easier to talk. But another thing to note is the characters that can additional attack and crossing link are, of course, can only do that. So you can't just have a normal 6-star duel with them, obviously. So if you don't, yeah, you can't do that. If you're wondering. But yeah, so I could actually, you know what, might as well show you, or at least for the people at home. I can show them too, but you could look at the details and you can see whatever character they'll say. For instance, this limited Asuna, I would say, is really bad, mostly due to only additional tackling with Kirito. It sucks because that limits her a lot, and just to a character, that might be the worst thing possible. If you don't have enough characters, or if you don't have an additional attack unit, Kirito, you're kind of out of luck. So there's some that are really bad, and then some that are really good. Like, for instance, the latest, the Rankin banner, you can do it with any other fire unit. So that makes some really good units, especially for free-to-play.
Right.
And plus, with their weapons and how they're both different, arguably really good banners to go for. I would argue though that the bunny banner, the what was it, I would say the casino bunny characters, okay. You know what I'm talking about? Earthbow Suguya and Earthbow Silica are way better than this banner. Because they both have skill damage. They also have Switch SS3. While Alice only has Switch SS3. She doesn't have anything of skill damage. You could argue with her bow, but that's not the best thing to do because you could give her any weapon. You might not even have the bow. That's why I don't want to put together bows with the weapons of the characters, and I want to separate them because in most in some cases you might not have the weapons. In some cases you could use those weapons on another character and say they're better. So that's why I don't want to pair weapons with characters and say, it's just because you have this weapon, they're better. No, I don't want to do that. That'd be kind of unfair for most people. I feel like with the whole skill weapons, that's why I want to go over them and say which ones are better for the month, because it just pretty much throws the loop of which characters are better, because now there's skills with the weapons. It's kind of annoying to try to say which is better, but comparing to the two, I would argue that banner is a lot better than this banner, but because of different elements, it's really hard to really say that. If you had to do a rainbow or a mixed elements ranked event, I would argue saying those bunny characters would be better than these characters. But for just element wise, they're both really good banners. If you did go for them, or at least got something.
So I started exactly when the rank event actually dropped for the current rank event banner with the Austin Alice. I had started when the raid up just came out for the Alice. And I was looking at the weapons. The weapons seemed very intriguing. I didn't really want the Alice because I was going to reroll. I'm starting, instead of NA, I'm going to start in the Asia server. And I started rerolling because I thought the Alice weapon was going to be pretty good. Because I don't really need the whole mitigation effect unless I'm running a 4-can event challenge.
Mm-hmm.
For a new account, I more or less just want HP recovery, at least one HP recovery in my character in my account. But I really wanted that Asuna just because of her weapon with the MP build. Especially when you're fighting bosses and you have a high combo, it allows you to spam your SS3 rather more frequently than you would if you didn't have the weapon. I don't know to what effect you get extra MP too.
I'm thinking it's mostly just whoever owns the weapon. But in an MP Link situation, I would say it depends upon the MP Link character. See, the thing is that when you limit break units nowadays, instead of upgrading a skill, it upgrades their crossing kill effect. So, for instance, Panther here would have more MP Link recharge. So it up how much MP you get. Instead of going from 9, I think it goes to 14. It depends upon the weapon and the character. It's different from us. I think for swords it goes from 9 to 14 or 15.
Okay.
So if I were to do that to Asuna, she would get the amount from her skill effect. She won't get extra because of Asuna's weapon. I'm guessing anyway. I don't think it would give both MP to both higher amounts more than the skill effect will give. I think it's just for the unit itself.
Okay. I mean, that would be reasonable, too.
And I know that if I want a better time, I'm going to have her weapon. So I can at least spam, or be able to spam more for the second boss and kill him on the first parry. Which I'm not able to, because I don't have enough MP by that point. Like I said, this ranked event is not easy by any means. Even for me that has Panther, Barrier, Hot Summer, Cheese, and of course Asuna, I only got 59 seconds with Raid 5 gear. Not all Raid 5 gear. I mean, I am using the free Raid 5 Fire Sword for Asuna, but still, it kind of shows you it's not too easy, this ranked event, by any means. And I know a lot of people, especially in my Discord, can agree on that.
I mean, okay, so I re-rolled, and I was food re-rolling until the Austin banner actually came out. So I do happen to have that one. Let me go try that ranked event real quick. Because I only have the weapons. I don't have any armor, so I don't have any accessories. It's just pure level 80 character and the weapon.
Yeah.
No combo window.
Yeah, they also changed a lot of things, like how many parries you can do, especially in multi. It used to be that you could get, 2 SS3s off, but you can only get 1 now. But because that's mostly due in the fact that you can do 2 characters now at once instead of just 1. And then
I also did notice that they smoothed everything out. There's no lag between the acceleration skill. I think that's what they called it.
Yeah.
It's all super smooth. I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, they changed it so that it doesn't slow down 4 or 5 stars or other 6 stars. I mean, it shouldn't anyway. I mean, And I think it was in multi, though. But I don't know if that's the case in single. I'm not too sure. Again, I have to look at it again. But aside from that, they also changed solo. So I think it's now, instead of 4 SS3s in solo, you can only get 3. But that means you can get like 6 SS3s off in one parry.
That's not bad.
But that means the boss is a lot tankier now. You hopefully get the catch I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. There's always a catch to it.
Yeah, and the reason why this is bad is because these new units don't have MP Link. Most of the fire units never really got MP Link. The only one that did, I could argue right now, is Panther because of the collab banger. And because of that, it's not really too easy. Like, you would have to be a whale, honestly. You can't be a free-to-play in this and get a really fast score or really good time. You would have to use MP Link or have to have her weapon just to be able to get enough MP to be able to kill fast enough. And that's one of the main issues with this ranked event. Is because both bosses are tanky enough that you can't just kill them easily. Anyway, I know you were trying to say something, so I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, that's all good. I did notice that. I mean, that kind of makes sense because I was noticing a lot of people getting like 30 seconds for the ranked event. I'm like, wow, that doesn't seem too good. Like, I don't know, it just seemed kind of off for a lot of people that are for like. I have a lot of people that are big whales or have like really good accounts and stuff, especially for the new meta. And just watching them get like 30 seconds and be like, yeah, like this is it right here. Like 30 seconds, that doesn't seem too good. So I'm still used to like the whole 15, 10 seconds runs and stuff.
Yeah, I think for like even the best players, I think that's still achievable in some ranking events. But right now, kind of the average time score is like 18 to 24 seconds, around there, is when you know you got a good time.
That's still pretty tough. All right, so I just started my ranked event. I'm gonna see what I have for my. I totally forgot the bracket. There you go.
I know I'm in 8th place, and I generally can do a lot better than that, but I'm not too interested on that. Not too interested because ranked events are not really worth at the end of the day. It's only units that are not that good even for the meta right now, and you can only use them pretty much on a certain event that we haven't gotten for months now. Like, it's supposed to be quarterly, but we haven't had it. I think the last time was like May. I don't think we even had it this year yet. We generally would have already had it, but that's not the case.
Okay. Hey, this is very strange. So I have a maximum broken first team play. I have 3 of them actually in my bracket, and they're ranging from 41 seconds to 37 seconds, which I don't know. It just seems really off. Like they either hold me back or they just can't improve one to two.
Like if you compare it to other banners, yeah, but it's mostly due in fact that the ranked event has 2 bosses. And it's just they're too I would say the first boss maybe is a little too tanky, because in Master Plus 1 I'm able to kill it in one parry. In Master Plus 2 it takes like 3 to 4.
That still takes time, of course.
Yeah, but then the next boss is, depending upon your combo and how much damage you actually do, it's a lot less, but I would say about maybe 1 or 2 parries. But that's assuming if you're spamming at certain parts of the battle. If you're not spamming and doing extra damage to him to begin with, it might be a little bit more. And that was the run with me just spamming a lot more than I feel like most people would.
Okay. The boss just kind of like drops out of nowhere. So like when you said the second boss, there's the second boss, I thought it was going to be like a 2-team battle. I didn't realize the boss just kind of drops on this guy.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would say the second boss is for you to lose your combo. Honestly, it's there to just force you to lose your combo unless you're using barrier in some way, shape, or form, or mitigation. Or it's not that easy to dodge, I would say. I mean, you can still dodge it, but you'd be losing out on damage or combo. you may end up losing your combo too if you keep always dodging. And that's how annoying the second phase of the boss is.
That trekking circle must really save some people, man. Keep that combo going.
Yeah, that's why I would say that it kind of makes sense they gave her Alice as a bow, but it's still possible you could just use a mitigation and maybe take some damage. Like, I actually could see this ranked event you doing the best if you actually take damage. There's been some ranked events that's been like that, where taking damage might actually be the best way to get the highest score.
Right, because, like, I know in some ranked events that, or for the teams I was using, like, you're so, like, locked down to a certain amount of MP, and if you don't get, like, a second hit in there, in certain areas, like, sometimes if you use blades, if you can manage to get a second hit in time to parry just right and still get the parry off in time, you can spam another SS3. In some areas, you almost need, like, 4 extra hits, and by then, you need to take some damage. Sometimes there's attacks where, like, you don't get knocked back, so you can just sit there and build MP, and then while you're spamming your SS3, you know, the boss will be, swinging, whatever, and you get hit. It's just, you get the extra SS3 off, and it's a better trade-off in terms of damage.
Well, there are some situations where you don't need to take damage, and this is what I call hit parry. So pretty much after you parry, you do at least 1 or 2 hits or a full combo, and then instantly SS3. You just have to be very quick about it. And I don't think most people do it. It's a great way to get MP, but of course you lose a lot of time on doing it. Maybe you lose a few seconds. But those few seconds to get that little bit of MP that you might need might actually help you out to be able to get a faster score than most people because, well, MP restraints. But that depends upon the ranked event itself. I know I did that several times before in the past, especially in past ranked events, and that helped me out greatly. But it's something to note is that sometimes I would say this ranked event, the first one, the Gleam Eyes, what I call Super Saiyan Gleam Eyes, just because of how his stagger works, is if you do that and you're too slow, he ends up just ignoring your third SS3 and just becomes Super Saiyan.
He just walks right through it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's why you gotta be careful if you want to do that. But it's a great way to get some MP back. I tried that, but I felt like it was a lot better to play it safe for this ranked event. So I didn't really do it this ranked event. I tried, but I didn't really go too far and try. It's probably possible, because I was able to a few times to be able to do it without him going Super Saiyan, but yeah, it just depends upon you, I guess.
I'm trying out this master right here with my 2 units, and I just so happen to have the Asuna and a Kirito to work with, and the Asuna does have MP Link, so that really works out.
Okay, which 2 are you using? Which Kirito and Asuna are you using?
Okay, so I have the new Asuna from the current banner, the mediation Asuna, and the Kirito. I'm not exactly sure which one. He's one of the Alization Kiritos. I'll have to pull up what his title is.
If it's my duty or my honor Kirito or something like that, the Dark Dual Blade. That one's not a bad one, but he only does it with Alice, or he only does additional attack with the other 2. I mean, additional attack is mostly there for extra damage, but you can still use them with other units. You just won't get the extra damage out.
I wish it was that one. I don't. It's it might be the
Anniversary, or is it not even a crossing skill unit? Is it a?
No, it's a crossing skill unit. I think it is. He crossed in his skills with Yu-Gi-Oh. He has 1 sword. He's using his okay, so like in the show before he
I'm thinking you're talking about the anniversary Kirito. That's my guess.
Might be, honestly. I'm not exactly sure what the 3rd anniversary banner looks like. I was kind of gone.
It's pretty much just MP Link. And it was Asuna and Yuki for one of them, and then it was Ujio and Kirito for the other. I have them maxed limit broke. I can actually look at them after this, after I beat this one. run through the ranked event.
Alright, I'm like almost done with this boss here. I'm doing no damage to him whatsoever. This is horrible.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially as a new player. Like, the game at this point, if you want to do really good, expects you to have, like, grade 5 armor. And, like, if you want to get top 10, you're going to need to have units with weapons with MP down, and you're going to have grade 5 armor. Unless you just want to have a hard time. Try not to do that. The game expects a lot from you. I won't say anyway.
Yeah, definitely feeling that right now. I'm at like 230, and I'm just about to beat the boss on Master. The second boss on Master.
And that's only Master. I'm right now for Master for me. I one parry the Gleam Eyes, and I just spam kill the skeleton dude.
I'm trying so hard on him right now.
Excuse me. I actually use that Kiritanuji a lot. I'm thinking of actually using them as those two as the pair of the anniversary units because I have them on Max Limit Broken. I have their weapons rate 5, or at least have a rate 5 Dark Sword and a rate 5 Blue Sword. I don't know if you noticed, but they went back with weapons to match elements, but not for MP. It's now for the extra damage. So instead of skill damage, now it's crit. Extra crit damage.
Wait, are the weapons element locked? Not element locked, but like semi-locked. Like you can have a weapon attached to a different element character, but you won't get the most. You won't get all the effects just because of the element difference.
Yeah. Because you still get MP. You still get the MP reduction, but not the critical damage. For instance, this rate 5 sword, which was from the anniversary, gives attack 18% and MP minus 10%. But only for Dark gets critical damage plus 15%.
So that Kirito you have on the screen, I don't know how big the delay is for your stream, but that's the one I have.
The Heart of the Sword.
That must be the anniversary.
Yeah, he is. I have all the anniversary units, and then of course the collab units. I try to go for the important battle banners, I should say. I know... Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Well, talking about going over through the units... I don't know if you noticed, but they've been on recently just upgrading units after upgrading units.
Oh, so like, I did notice that they upgraded because I just so happened to get the usual V1 in here. He still has like his question marks when you look into his bio. He is now a 5-star, or he can upgrade to 5-star, which is crazy.
Yep. Yeah, they all the 4 stars can be upgraded to 5 stars, and they got all new skill slots. There's actually a lot. I have the list. You can actually look on the notices. But they also recently just did 2 5 stars, but you're not allowed to 6-star them yet. I don't know where the thing is. Maybe there won't. Who knows? It's pretty much the skill damage GGO characters. The first ones. I think it was like last month actually, on the 27th. So they've been recently ongoing upgrading characters. Trying to see if I can find them. Find the posts.
I don't see it on the notices at all.
Okay, character enhancement and revival event begins. So 4-star Asuna, Suguya, Sinon from like summers all so long ago. Got Tuesday, Friday was the Kiritos, and it shows you all the characters. Like the Celestial Fire Banner, they have the Schoolgirl Earth Banner, like the mitigation units. They have, of course, we were talking about the 4-star Ujio. And they did Alice, the Alice that came with him. And then, of course, another summer banner with Suguya, Elizabeth, and Fila. And I know they also did... Yeah, so they did, like, the Fire... They did the Celestials as well, like Dancer Yuki. They upgraded again with Fila and Silica. So pretty much, like, a lot of the characters that got, like, a single 5-star from the banner, now all the banner has a 5-star to it. So, remember how there was a certain character that was so good, but because she didn't have combo, she was kind of, like, she was a good mitigation. You know what I'm talking about? The Earth Fila.
Oh yes, I do know which one you're talking about.
She now is a 5-star with combo.
Oh jeez, she's basically wait,
Sakuya.
okay, yeah, so she's basically another one of those.
Yeah. And I would argue she's a lot better because she can also dodge because she goes into the air, unlike Sakuya that just can easily get hit and she doesn't have a way to... I would say she's more likely to dodge than Sakuya.
Yeah, because she just kind of just sits there.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy to think about. They still haven't gone to that water banner. So like Rod of Rain and then I was talking about Sakuya. They haven't gone to... Didn't do it to Leafa yet. Leafa's still 4-star. But you can still use her.
I don't think okay, so like the only mitigation you so yeah, like when I first scouted, I wonder if this Pop Idol Silva actually has one. Not yet. The Pop Idol V1 banner doesn't have it yet.
No. They haven't gotten any upgrade.
Auto switch and barrier, which was decent. They don't have combo window either.
That's true. I know. I don't remember much about them, too much, but yeah, I remember playing it back then, and I still kind of remember them. But yeah, they still haven't gotten the luxury treatment yet. I don't know if they would. I feel like if they did, it would be around April Fools, since that was like the April Fools of seasonal banner event that they usually did. They stopped doing it last year. They just kind of stopped.
I didn't start before then. When I first started, like when I actually first started playing this game, I started around or during the whole first anniversary. So I kind of started with the whole 5-star era.
Gotcha.
So I was kind of collecting the Pop Idol banner, just from scouts and just like randomly popping in scouts. They're not. I mean, they're okay. Their DPS is really bad. They had no combo window. They had barrier. I guess that was kind of going for them. They're okay for forward events if you want to use them for barrier. Otherwise, they're not even worth it, to be honest.
Yeah. Trying to remember. I don't know when they did it. Did they do it in the 6-star era? I think they did when they upgraded the 5-star units to 6-star. At least some of them, not all of them, did.
If I'm not mistaken, they did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. At least Klein and Jill, they did it. Obviously, they for some reason hate those two characters to death.
Have we seen another Klein and the Gil banner?
No, we have not gotten them since the 5-star anniversary.
That's sad.
Yeah,
that's really
like
sad.
That's. I guess I don't really want to rant too much, but you kind of most people already know my deal when it comes to character use and distribution. Like they just only do certain characters. And it's kind of annoying because there's so many possibilities, and there is so many characters they could use. Hell, they have not even tried with Fatal Bullet. They only brought out Kreia as a free unit, and that was it. I was really disappointed. If I'm gonna be brutally honest.
Like they could just spice up the game a little bit. I mean, like Yujo's nice here and there, but we have been getting them a lot in the past. And with all the females, I feel like this is just like a huge fan service female type of game now, in a way, because it's just like a bunch of girls. That's all the banners are now. And every once in a while you get a Kiro or you get a Yujo, but besides that, it's all girls.
Yeah, that's true. And all I gotta say to Bandai Namco, if they ever somehow watch this, which I doubt that would be the case, you won't get much money from me unless it's a collab, which that was kind of out of nowhere. Like honestly, I don't think most people were expecting a Persona 5 collab.
I know I wasn't.
I think a lot of people weren't. That was kind of out of nowhere. And that didn't really focus... I guess for Persona 5, Persona fans, that's pretty much it. But then they went instantly to, like, the costumes, and it's like... Really, guys? Come on. You could have brought out a lot of the other Persona characters instead of just going with, like, Asuna and just costumed. And that was my fear with the collab, was I was hoping they wouldn't do that and only do that, which is what they did for Tails. And thankfully, they didn't completely do that.
I thought Tails was a really good collab, to be honest.
And I would say it could have been better. Easily could have been better. The characters that they costumed as could have been actually put into the game. And to be honest, they could have, but they decided not to. I feel like it could have been a lot better banner. Ranking event. Event collab.
I thought it was pretty decent. And I thought, okay, so like the whole, that whole collab right there was a huge changing point for the game in terms of the meta. Just because of their whole auto switch, HP recovery, and barrier ability. It opened up so many windows of possibilities. And I was kind of hoping, because I was around in the game, because I was kind of like popping in and be like, oh, I got a free scout or something like that, just kind of get that old SAO MD taste, quench my thirst for scouting off the free stuff. And the collab was there, and I was always wondering if this collab was anywhere near as meta changing as the past one, but it doesn't seem like it with the whole. I'm not exactly sure what the Kiro and Austin, like the SEO persona cosplay banner did. I know that the just the normal persona banner had like a mitigation effect and stuff.
Okay, so both collabs are meta changing. A lot of people, it's really hard to use them effectively, but they are meta changing because they have a skill that for sure that no other game's gonna get. It's the all-out attack skill. And I've talked about this so much. It's why I say it's meta changing is because it's a skill pretty much really good for ranking events. Is you can kill the boss a lot earlier than it should be killed. Because after 10% of its HP, the boss instant dies, instant stops time, and you win.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I would say the collab banner was really good. You missed out on a good collab. Because the all-out attack skill pretty much, that's the gist, is like in the original Persona games, if you stun the enemies, you can instantly kill them. Or if the HP had the enemies had a certain amount of HP, you wouldn't necessarily insta-kill them. But that's like the whole point is it's supposed to kill the Rinkin and whatever, if it's the last enemy on the field anyway. And you will do that animation and the battle's instantly over. That's why I say they're really good for pretty much future ranked events. But the thing I've noticed is they're hard to utilize that skill, depending upon the boss and the ranked event. But if you could time it perfectly, you'd be able to kill the boss just a few more milliseconds or seconds earlier than you should be able to.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. I think it's a fair trade-off.
Yeah, it's just with 10% HP or below. For instance, if it's like 4 bars of health for a boss, let's say, it's generally the last bar, like about 25% of it left, so around the orange range. But like at around 25%, you will get a feeling of where it is. But the only
that could be good.
Yeah, the only issue with them is that you would have to probably do something like switch SS3 to possibly maybe get them out to do another SS3 as quickly as you can if you did a certain SS3 pattern. Well, it depends. It depends upon how you did or how you tackling the current event, whatever it may be. And both banners have it. So the collab costumed versions have the all-out attack, and the original versions, and the free unit Violet, or if I'm correct, if that's the correct name for her, also has it as a free unit. So pretty much almost every element has the all-out attack except Earth and Wind. So those two elements you would have to find something else for. So for instance, I went for all the collab character banners, and we got Alice for Water, we got Kirito for Dark, we have, and then of course we have like 3 elementals, 4 technically, and then we have Panther for Fire, and then we have Skull for Holy. If you noticed, the latest 2 ranked event banners were Holy and Fire. Something to think about. Maybe they planned to possibly use these characters in the ranking events. And that kind of shows, because I did use Panther, and she's really good for this ranking event, mostly because of her mitigation skill. While the other character banners don't have that luxury because they don't have mitigation. They have attack up instead.
So it comes. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it kind of comes around. And so if you did summon for them and you got something, you can use them for this ranking event. That's what I would suggest if you have Panther. Use her, especially for mitigation. You don't have to worry about getting Alice's weapon anymore. But I would still suggest getting it because you can use it for any other units and give them a sort of mitigation buff.
So
and they use...
weapons...
Hmm?
So the Persona weapons did come with a third
No. This month is when they started with it. I was just talking about Alice's weapon. The newest Alice weapon.
Oh, okay. So
But
I was like, wait. I thought they didn't, but they might. I'm not sure.
But yeah, the one thing about the Persona weapons is the Persona characters, not the costume variations of Kirito. Not their weapons, but the Persona weapons of like Violet's, Joker, Skull, etc. They all have a special icon to say that they're from the collab. Which sucks that they didn't think of that for the Tails. Because you have...
I thought it was pretty cool because it has like the hat on it, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And it's a little cool touch that I love. I also find it weird that they ended up making Joker as a sword instead of a dagger, but then they made Panther a dagger, so it makes sense they made him into a sword. They didn't want to overlap weapon types. It's just some things to know. Anyway. Okay, so I know we kind of talked about this month a bit. How do you feel about the limited Asuna? I don't think she's as good. I feel like she's not worth trying to get aside from the last limited banner we gotten, which was if you had to compare last limited banner, not counting the collab banners, and then this month, trust me, the anniversary for the third ordinal scale was way better. If I'm gonna be brutally honest.
So are you talking about the mitigation Asuna that's out right now?
Yeah. Because the last limited banner, not counting collab, was Barrier, Iji, and Yuna for the anniversary of Ordinal Scale. And they could additional attack with any other water unit. Which makes them way better than Asuna in terms of usage for teams. And, well, Barrier, I would argue, is a lot better than mitigation, especially in ranking events.
I would definitely vouch for Barrier, too. Just because you don't take damage, it soaks it up in case you mess up, or if you need to take an extra hit to just staying close to the enemy. I would definitely vouch for Barrier way over mitigation in terms of ranking events in some areas.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what's your thought process on Asuna?
So, Asuna, I'm not exactly sure of her DPS. Okay, so first off, I'm new to this whole playing the song during the SS3. The Crossing Field, I thought it was a really good song, and I still listen to it a lot. But it gets very annoying when you are, through the middle of something, and you spam another SS3, and the song just repeats that. It drives me insane. I'm not sure if there's a way to turn it off.
I noticed that too, but when you test it out, it doesn't really do that. So, excuse me, I'm not too sure on why that happens.
It's that bad. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so in terms of mitigation effect, I did notice that I never really had like a 6-star mitigation besides the Fanta.
Okay, I know what you're getting at. It's because it's shorter now.
Yeah, because the whole the mitigation is cut down a lot more. It's not bad. I mean, she does have the MP skill, and I do happen to have a cure to work with. So if I do switch off her and I build MP a little bit, and I can just spam back and forth. MP does. I did notice that MP does stay pretty healthy with the MP skill. I'm still kind of adjusting to the whole new meta. I guess it all comes down to DPS, really, because she does have the MP skill, which is very nice to have.
But the only issue is that she's limited.
That is true. I mean, if you don't really need a mitigation character, I guess you don't really need her at all. Granted, the whole playing the song thing is pretty cool, but I'm sure there's a lot other. No, you go ahead.
So I mean, like the other issue is that she's limited. But yeah, you go ahead because I interrupted you.
No, it's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't. If you don't really need a mitigation, I think this is just like an honestly pure bait. It just has like a bunch of like, oh, this plays a song and stuff, and it does that MP link, which is kind of cool. But I'm sure that there's gonna be better characters down the road, or if there have been better characters in the past. Um, I don't know. I don't really see this being like worthy to really scout on.
Yes.
If you don't,
I
if you don't
mean,
need a mitigation.
the other issue, and this is a trend, they didn't do this for the Uji and Yuna, but they did this for the banner before the collab banner, which was like a Samurai Kirito. And it's very tricky. They don't explicitly say this, but you can tell from the wording that they do. Is the other issue why this is a very real. Like, this is, you should not, unless you're going to go for step 1, you should not go hard as a free-to-play for this banner, due to the fact that you can get other 6 stars in it.
That's true.
And why I know that is I got a 6 star, if I remember correctly, from the Samurai Kirito, and I got something else, and I was like, what? Huh? Because it was my step 1, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! They really did that, and they did. They it's really, really bad banner, really bait. I would suggest not to go for it, or don't go for it at all as a free to play. Like, honestly, this Asuna mitigation, it depends upon how your mitigation is. If you need to do like Asuna or Rapier challenges, that's the only thing I could think. But challenges are not that crazy, or like, it's nothing that you should really need to get right now, because you can do it over time. There might be better Asunas in the future that might be better off than this Asuna, and at the same time you could probably do without the mitigation. It just takes time to learn, understand, and figure out which characters are best for that 4 clearing event to do the 4 clearing event challenge. So in the end of the day, yeah, it's just, it might be best not to summon for the banner. I mean, you could do step 1 and see, but for me, I got absolutely nothing, so take that as you will.
My first reroll with that banner dropping, I managed to get that Asuna, as well as the 3rd anniversary Kirito off the first banner. And I was kind of curious as to why I was able to get a separate 6-star. So that does make a lot of sense. Because I was kind of curious about that. I was like, I didn't realize that was even a thing.
Yeah, it's the only banners that do it now, is the limited banners. And that's why I'm like, kinda... I would be the best way of saying that. Hesitant anymore for these 2 limited banners. If the limited banners are going to be like this, it just might be better not to go for them, even if they're limited. As a free to play, anyway. If you're a whale, go ahead, but this Asuna is not that great, to be perfectly honest. It's like, there's a lot better units that you can summon for than that Asuna right now. Just go for this fire banner. They're a lot better.
Definitely vouch for that. I mean, I see so what you're saying is the whole 6 stars within the banner, like different 6 stars, is only for the limited type scouts. Is that what you're saying?
Huh? Like right.
Or is it for every banner that drops right now? Like, you can get anything, or like...
No, it's only for limited banners that you can get other 6 stars. Also, birthday scout from Ujio out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, cool. I mean, I'm tempted, but at the same time, not.
I'm gonna try to do it. I have so many memory diamonds to grind on.
But, yeah, they, like... It makes sense why they did Kirito, but at the same time, that limits her use a lot. Like, I don't know if most people understand, but additional attack is what you want to aim for, because that's going to be your main damage, and mostly for ranked events as well. So she's going to be very limited of what her use can be in ranked events from now on, compared to the other limited Asuna that we got, which was the holy anime god Asuna, is what I'll say for her name. She can additional attack with any other holy units, plus give MP, plus her SS3, she can dodge a lot of attacks because she's way up in the air. Like, she's way better than this Asuna. Just saying. Unless you're having troubles in a floor event situation. I mean, then again, there's other mitigations you can use, plus 4 or 5-star mitigations. 6-star mitigations aren't that crazy. The only thing is that they just have more stats. And sometimes the lower amount of time you have for mitigation might hurt, depending upon the boss. And the 4-star event. It might just be better, honestly, to go for a longer time mitigation unit. Like a 4-star or 5-star, depending upon the mitigation.
I never really use mitigation units unless I am trying to solo like the 4-100 on 4-card events. Otherwise, I don't really see the need for mitigation effects. I know it's a little different because everybody plays the game kind of differently, or they kind of struggle in certain areas for the game against certain bosses. So I can see the mitigation effect being good at that point. In terms of the whole limited scout and being able to get other 6-stars, I don't see it being worthy, because what are the odds of you actually getting a 6-star to begin with? They're
3%.
Very slim.
I mean, it's a lot higher than other gachas. Like, for me, at least one banner or 1 to 3 banners each month will at least get me something, which is a 4-star or above. So it just puts into perspective. You at least get something in one of your scouts eventually, but it might not be a 6-star. But it's a 3%, so it's not high at all. It just feels
terrible either.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
But I don't really see, like, you dropping your whole life savings for a banner like that. I mean, to be honest, like, especially as time progresses, as far as I'm seeing it, like, now that we got the whole new third skill and weapons, and seeing that this bait banner for Austin actually has it too, I'm thinking that they might carry it on from here on out, like, it's just here. Unlike the, I don't know if they ever did this, but the GGOV3 banner, where it had Hero and Asuna with the double SS3 ability, where you had SS1, SS3A and SS3B.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they made another banner using that ability.
Nope. Nope, they never did. I think it would be hard for them to do it anyway nowadays, because they weren't a skill. They weren't an additional attack, so they would have to program both the SS2 and the SS3, the SS3, to do additional attack and the crossing skill effect. So I don't think they haven't done it again just for that fact alone, because it probably take a lot longer to code in.
It was a cool banner though. Like, those units were really good for a while. It's just like there's a lot of stuff that they start and then they drop, or they scrap the whole idea. I thought that whole double SS3 ability was going to be like the new meta. Like, this was going to change like the game like so much. And
for me, honestly, I felt like it was not unnecessary. Because my reasoning why I don't think they're as good as most people said is, what's the point of just having 2 separate SS3s when you could just combine them together?
That's true. I mean, like, you do have to wait until, like, another parry, or unless you do a double SS3 spam to get both effects. I think one had crit buff, and the other one, or team crit buff, and the other one had debuff, if I'm not mistaken, off the 2 SS3s.
Yeah, because I have one of them. I ended up eventually getting one of them, so if I remember correctly, that is the case. Anyway, I think you also missed costumes.
Costumes, how so?
There is a certain event called Niblutine Purgatory. I mean, I probably, if I remember correctly, I can probably get, if I find it, I can show you the live stream I did over it. But pretty much, it's an event. It's like, I think it was like called Tag event. It was like a new event that they introduced. They haven't done it again, but it's pretty much only 2 players. It's kind of like a 4-player event, but with only 2 players, with a revive mechanic that you can revive your teammate.
Okay.
Where when you eventually get to, like, there's like an extra round, but if you finish the hardest floor in a way, which was this stupid. It was like 10 bosses in a row that were holy, and it just changed the last, like, the 2 bosses until the last boss, which was completely different, and changed in size, speed, attack, room space. It was kind of stupid and annoying at times. It was not easy, I would say. And if you look on stream, as you could probably tell by Asuna and Kirito, they pretty much...
I'm looking at it right now, actually.
And it pretty much, for only 2 characters, it was the 5-star anniversary and the 6-star anniversary, Kirito and Asuna. They pretty much changed the skin so that it's like the color swap. So Asuna has the Kirito color scheme, and then Kirito has Asuna's color scheme. It's not with reds, like, I know in Crossing Void, for hues, I know Kirito has more of, like, if he was in the Knights of the Blood Oath look, more to Asuna's, but in this version it isn't. And it's kind of annoying that, like, they ended up making this cool-looking version of Asuna. I really like this color scheme on her, but they don't have it in Crossing Void, which sucks. But that's just me. But yeah, like, I really like that they have the possibility to do skins. I wish they did more with them. It's also a great moneymaker if they did it correctly, but alas, they haven't really.
So they scrapped the idea. Oh, is it only for the 4 characters, like the 1st and 2nd anniversary?
Yeah, the 5-star and yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the 2nd. So it's only for the 4 characters.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the same Kirito and Asuna way, but just has a different anniversary.
That's kind of crummy. I mean, that's a cool concept, but that is kind of crummy.
I think the other issue with it is it's like, who would they do it for, and what they would change, you know?
Right, that's true.
Because you have the default and then right. It is mostly coloring too, as they put out as it's coloring. So it's one of those things is, why would they need to? It's a cool idea. It's that I just don't think they know what to do with it, I think. Because they keep releasing characters over and over. Some characters don't get as used as much. It makes sense for the 6-star back when they did it for like the 2nd anniversary, the normal 6 stars, but yeah, it's one of those things that I would like to see come back, but who knows.
That'd be pretty cool. Like if Yu-Gi-Oh and like Alice were to swap something, or I mean, even if it was like anniversary restricted, I think they could utilize it for most characters.
Okay, so I know that they eventually plan on probably 6-starring the god characters. I'm still ready for that. Like it like a long time ago, data mind wise, it said they looked like they were gonna do that, but they haven't. It's like they kind of just stopped what they were doing, went back to the drawing board, and then they were like, okay, well, with the whole like anniversary, we're just gonna go to 4 stars again, and then eventually 5 stars, but the characters that got the 5 stars haven't actually had upgrades to 6 stars, so it's weird. I don't know what their thought process is, honestly.
Right, because a lot of the characters that you can mainly get now are going to be 6 stars. Granted, you might get a few 4 stars here and there, so I mean, like, it's neat to have for newer players, but then you also have to grind to turn them into 5 stars and stuff, and you know, I don't know, that's a weird process to make it. It's a neat concept, but it's a process because of, like, if you've never played this game before, how do you actually know what you need, where to go, and how to get it? Like all the resources to perform such of an upgrade for your 4-star characters.
I mean, eventually you probably would find out. I mean, it depends on the person, but
right. It took me a while to figure it out.
Yeah, you have to farm the exchange of it. So yeah, I'm currently doing one of those just so I can kind of get some items. I feel like this event is like so tanky. Like I remember this event was like 5-star anniversary or close to around the 5 stars or 6 stars, because that's it's like the random character they add, but they didn't really actually have as a character. They didn't even have it as like a free character event. I forgot what the name was, but it's pretty much like a Heathcliff version.
Oh, Airdhut?
Yeah. And this is the event I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Because these revival events give the materials to unlock the skill slots.
I should be probably doing those so I can make my units a little better.
Yeah, your 4 stars and 5 stars. It definitely helped. I love what they did for Ujio, which is pretty much just give them like skill damage along with the AoE heal regeneration.
That is so nice to have.
Yeah, they made them really good. They made some of them really good. I know, what was it, like Suguya? That stun AoE heal is similar, but it's that Summer Suguya, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They pretty much made it so she did skill damage as well. If I remember correctly. And you can, of course, she's a 5-star now, too, for sure. So it's like, there's just a lot of things that I love that make good units way better if it wasn't for the fact that they're 4-star or 5-star.
I mean, yeah, they're still kind of crummy, but it's still nice to have.
And they're like,
I'm definitely gonna try to level up that user just because he does have that HP recovery ability, just so I can utilize it in this account a little further in case I decide to do 4 events. Just because this account lacks so much right now to really begin to do it, but I'm gonna try to force my way into it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because that was, I haven't really touched my second account for a long time now. Because I used to, like, do something else and farm the account on stream. So, like, probably auto farm Azur Lane, and then farm my second account on stream. And I know how it feels starting over again, and it's really annoying. I'm thankful that I don't have to do that. And
I had the choice to go back. I just decided not to. I decided to give away my NA account. I had probably spent close to like 600 like real US dollars, and that was my second account after, because I used to do third-party MDs. I know it's a big no-no to say, but I used to, and my account got banned. And my account after that, I decided to be legit and actually support the game a lot, and spend a lot of money in game, which it was fun and all. I just kind of grown tired of the game, and after going back, recently, like the past 2 weeks, I just decided to scrap the whole idea and get rid of that account and just start in a different server.
Gotcha. Anyway, trying to think of anything else. I mean, I know you kind of already know the collab units, and if you had the chance, what have you summoned on the collab banner?
Yes, definitely. If I would have known the whole 10% thing, like you were saying earlier, the bosses in orange on the last bar, that is quite a bit. So that's what 2 extra SS3s or 3 extra SS3s that you would possibly need, depending on your damage output.
And depending upon the boss.
One. Right.
Yeah, it's on the last bar, but it's 10%. You might need to do the rest of an SS3 or one more SS3, because when all that attack happens, this is pretty much at the very beginning of the Persona character's SS3. So it's a lot quicker to begin with.
Does the counter for the time still start when
does it still go on? When the animation happens? This timer stops instantly when the all-out attack animation starts.
Okay.
And if you were viewing the stream, you probably see it in action, because I got it 2 times in a row.
I have seen it pop up a few times on stream. It's actually pretty cool. It's legit just a Persona animation.
Yeah. Anyway, so I know you've been gone for some time, but I'm kind of curious. What have you also been doing? What other games have you been playing?
So, not until recently. I'm gonna give you a whole SAP story real quick. So, the whole main reason why I quit MD was because I found a little somebody to kind of pair up with. I'm gonna keep it real PG and kid friendly, so you can catch hints. And I was just spending a lot of time with them, and I was getting really tired of my capture cards. The way I would stream, when I first started my channel, I started streaming on an application called Omelet Arcade. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not. And I eventually upgraded my equipment. I got a PC, I got a capture card, I had a mic, and I had bought 2 capture cards because one failed, and I couldn't get the other one to work. And I had already invested a lot of money into it, and I was trying to spend a lot of time with this someone, and I just kind of quit. I don't know. I got fed up, and I got real tired of doing it, and I was had my time focused on something else.
Yeah,
So I
makes
quit,
sense.
and I hadn't played anything for like a whole, probably like 5.5 months. Like I literally didn't play any gacha or mobile games at all. And until recently, my brother was like, "You got to try this Fire Emblem game," because I had just bought 3 houses, and I had bought him 3 houses. He was like, he was like totally like, huge fan of Fire Emblem.
Gotcha.
So you gotta try this game. So I started playing it, and I got really big into Faye. I think Faye is a really fun game, and I am gonna try to branch off into another channel just so I can get that fresh start in terms of YouTube. Off
Gotcha.
of the Faye series.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. Like I haven't really done nothing.
Because, that makes sense, especially due to the algorithm. And, I would argue my channel would be a lot bigger if YouTube actually cared about streamers anymore. Like when I first started streaming, they actually cared about streamers. And especially for the YouTube algorithm. But nowadays, it's just, you can't do YouTube videos, live streams. You can only do YouTube videos. Like, lovely. So, yeah. Well, at least Twitch is still glowing more than YouTube. Eventually, one day, it will overpass it.
Hopefully. I did notice that when the whole YouTube purge came along, or they got rid of like half the people that had dead accounts. I thought it was really strange for them to do something like that, but it did. I don't know about your channel, but it did kind of affect mine. Not that I'm too worried about it, I'm just kind of, posting the channel whenever I feel like it, with all honesty.
Gotcha. For me, I don't think I really had much of a difference. I don't think much changed with my channel. I didn't really see much of a difference. Then again, I would argue for what I've done and what I've all done. Like, I'm with a article writing mobile game company, if you want to say that, which is kinda owned / the face of a really sort of big mobile gaming YouTuber. I'm in the Faye community, YouTube community. Like, I'm actually in a Discord with all the Faye-tubers. So all the Fire Emblem YouTubers, like Mangs, Lubu, Lucky Crit, etc. And, of course, I know some of the SAO MD casts, like McGiggles here, and it's like, I'm this small channel that can talk to a lot of people that a lot of other people don't want the chance to do, but can. And it's like, I feel like I should not be this small of a channel, but it's whatever, Like, sometimes it's better to have a small community, because you don't have to, you don't have to worry too much about like lots of people chatting at once and trying to keep up with everything. Because if that ever happens one day, I'll probably just be like, hey, yeah, as a response, than actually going out of my way to say something, It depends upon the topic at hand and what I'm playing, but yeah, I'm thankful that it's I'm in a small, pretty much a small community, like a lot smaller than most, and at this point, I feel like if you're above 100 subscribers on YouTube, you've done it. Seriously. Not that many people have 100 subscribers.
It's definitely a challenge. Like, I know, like, when I first hit 100, or 50, let alone 50, I was, like, geeking out. Like, I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, like, my main big boost for at least YouTube was mainly due, in fact, to the algorithm liking YouTube live streams. But that kind of stopped. I still get subscribers here and there, and then I have some people leaving here and there. I've been pretty much just fluctuating between 270 and 280, honestly. But for Twitch, that's not really the case. I'm just slowly getting more and more and more people following me.
Are you trying to, like, merge them in?
No. I'm not, I mean, that's why I'm streaming on both. I don't have plans on merging. They may end up coming to the point, whatever YouTube decides to whatever do. I don't know why I did multi for this event. But anyway, the Ironheart event. But I'm going back to what I was saying. I may end up eventually just moving to Twitch, depending upon what happens with YouTube. If YouTube ends up being YouTube, let's just say that.
Definitely. Like, I don't know how I feel about YouTube anymore. Like, YouTube's cool. Like, that's where, like, for me, I tried streaming on Twitch and I didn't like it, so I just went to YouTube, and that's where, like, my whole community is within YouTube. And I don't mind, you know, if new people want to come, or, you know, even if I don't get new people, you know, my community will still be there.
Because that's the thing, is like, no matter what happens, I'm gonna still stream, and I'm still gonna do whatever I want to do. And there's still people that are still watching me till today. Like, probably the oldest viewer slash person that's on my Discord would probably be Autumn and Firehead, to name a few. And they're still here. For SAO like, YouTube Andy has been here since, like, 2017. And he still watches, and he's still my guild, and so on and so forth. So I'm really happy that there's still people who still watch, even if my streams are crappy. I say crappy. Like, I think for a lot of people, they think they might be the worst quality ever. I try. I mean, for me, I've tried to always get better at stuff, and I mean, editing videos is one thing, but because I don't have to stream, it's the stream layouts that I'm trying to get at. And it's like, try my best to make it look nice, maybe have some jokes here and there, or just, okay, pleasant to look at. I mean, I've been also trying to get better quality for the streams. It took me a long time before I eventually got back to Faye, streaming-wise, due to the fact that back when, I didn't have enough RAM. And plus, at that time, Nintendo still did not like people streaming, or not streaming, people playing on emulators. Not anymore. I'm able to stream Faye now, due to that, with the best quality I can. And I've always wanted to do that. Like, when I first started to do it, I wanted to keep it that way, but obviously, I couldn't. Anyway, I should probably stop, because there's no point in me doing that. I actually need to check the event, see if I'm actually getting anything. I noticed I've been getting a lot of medallions. I think it's just there for medallions. But anyway, going back to what I was trying to say is, yeah, I'm trying to improve as I can over time. It may take some time to finally get the right thing I wanted. Like, I would honestly, like I said before, and when I first streamed after, even though I have an emulator, I would stream SAO through an emulator, but as I talked to McGiggles prior to the stream, is that I feel like it'd be too clunky. It would be, I wouldn't like it as much. I know McGiggles, as you said, have done it before, and it's a whole nother beast.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very tedious. I think that's the best way to put it. Just because what you can normally do with your thumb, and your thumb, you wouldn't believe it, has a lot of mobility. Like, you're really active with your thumb while you're playing MD. And when you're on a mouse, it all goes to your arm and your wrist. So what you could do with your thumb originally goes to your whole arm moving. And it's a really tedious process. Granted, if you play a lot of first-person shooters on a mouse, it probably wouldn't be too difficult. But being able to move and parry immediately, and dash around and spam SS3s and stuff, it's a whole different field, and definitely would not recommend it.
Yeah, I know there's some crazy peeps out there in the world that have. And I remember so long ago, there was like this one streamer on Twitch that was from like maybe Japan, China, not too sure, it was somewhere in Asia, it was my guess by the language. But he looked like he was using a mouse. I'm positive he was using a mouse. And I was like, okay, good luck with you, mate. Good luck with you.
Mad props to him, man. I can't. It's too hard. Like, I didn't get very far in my account. I probably gave up within like 3 days of trying to grind on the account with the mouse. Like, it was god awful.
Yeah, that's just the main reason why I not streaming through emulator, and why I'm using something called a live streamer. Even though it's not the best of quality at times, it works. That's all I can really say. But at least we can do PvZ3, PvZ2, pretty much everything else that doesn't ban emulators. Dragalia Lost, for example. I probably would be playing it on emulator, but nope, I have it on my phone. Hey, welcome to the stream, Husky. Or I don't know if you've been on the stream, but how you doing? Anyway, okay, so aside from mobile games, because I know I was trying to be broad on what games I was talking about, and I know you said you kind of got back because of Three Houses, and your brother talking about Faye, but was there anything else, like, console-wise? Because I know recently there have been a lot of remakes that are coming out that I've been playing. For instance, I'm a Resident Evil fan. I played Resident Evil 3 Remake. Really good remake. Really enjoyed it. If you want a action horror game, I would recommend it to you if you haven't played the Resident Evil series. I'm still waiting for Resident Evil 4 Remake. I am going to be doing it on the channel, like I said millions of times already before, whenever it comes out. Maybe Resident Evil 8 too, because that's probably going to be out first from the leaks and rumors. Aside from that, I will be playing tomorrow Final Fantasy VII Remake. I won't be streaming it, but I'll be playing it. So, I don't know about you.
Alright, so even though I have a PC, I have a PlayStation 4, and I have a Switch, I never play the PlayStation or the Switch, or the PC, which is weird, because, like, I don't know, I kind of bought the PS4 to play Spider-Man when it first came out, and now it's just kind of become my DP player. And the Switch, I play a lot of stuff on the Switch. Like, I just got the new Pokemon game. That's actually kind of fun. I am a diehard Smash Brothers fan. Like, I've kind of been playing it since Melee. That's kind of the game like I grew up with. And that new Xenoblade game that's coming out in May, or the end of May. I'm definitely gonna be picking that up.
Oh yeah, the remake or the re-release of Xenoblade 1.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Okay. I don't know if you're looking at the chat or not, but Husky's like, McGiggles, hi!
Wait, hold on. Are you in the, okay, so it hasn't popped up on stream yet.
Okay.
Hey, Husky! Now I see it.
Anyway, continue on. Sorry.
I do want to pick up that Final Fantasy. Well, it's just because, like, okay, since this whole pandemic hit, my schedule has changed so much. And in what area I work in, I'm a manager at a gas station. As weird as that sounds, I basically run it, and my schedule has changed to the point of me having to almost work twice as much, just because we have to cut hours, and then when we're cutting hours, we don't have enough hours to run the store, and it's throwing everybody through a loop at my whole store. So it really, like, chops down my whole free time to do anything. So the sooner this pandemic ends, the better for me in regards to everything. So I miss my free time.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of vice versa. I mean, of course, it's kind of hit. I say ironically because it's like college. Since I've already before the pandemic, I was doing it online. So because it's almost at the end of the semester here, and the programs are starting to get more complex, more free time for me, especially since, like, I think most of you guys know. If you don't, then work. I've kind of gotten reduced to just working one day, which is Saturday. So, because of that, I have a lot more free time to do whatever I want, whatever I play. And this week, I'm just chillaxing, because I just finished, like, my program Sunday/Monday. And so, due to that, I'm just chilling. And then next week, I'm going to start way ahead of time to work on my next project, and so on and so forth. Because, like, legit, the last 2 weeks of May is I need to finish, like, 2 programs. One for, like, chapter 10, and then, like, a final overall program. And it's like, oh, not a long time at all, so I'm gonna have to get started right now.
Yeah, May's definitely just around the corner.
Yeah, it's not there yet, but it will be. It will be, and by that time, hopefully things have settled down and everything is Gucci dory. But I'm gonna be pessimistic, blah 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 words, pessimistic here, saying that I don't think it's gonna go away, even by the end of April. I feel like it's gonna go through May and possibly June.
That's what I'm thinking, and a lot of people I've talked to are thinking the same thing. Possibly like beginning of June before like everything really starts to like revamp and just go back to its normal self. I know where I'm at. It is like it's busy. It's a lot more busier than I would like it, and a lot of stores are shut down around here. That means everybody's kind of flooding to the open shops.
Yep.
It makes it really difficult to work around. It's a tough time where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care where I say I say it somewhat depends upon exactly what I say, but Nebraska, where I'm at right now, I know Nebraska is not forcing stay-at-home yet, still, and it's 50-50. I definitely notice a lot of people are staying home. It's not as busy as it usually would be, since I work at McDonald's. And because of that, I mean, it's still busy, but so less busy. Like, the rushes, instead of being like 11 to 12 or 11 to 1, is now like 1 to 3. Because people are staying home, and most people are probably sleeping in or just too lazy to get up or try and talk to their families before deciding to go to McDonald's to eat. So it's like, it's weird, but it's not as busy as probably how busy you think it is, or how busy it is for you. I mean, it might be people just, I don't know what people get. I'm expecting a lot of truck drivers for you, anyway. Maybe.
Most definitely. So I'm in Wisconsin, and everywhere around me, the borders are closed. Like, I can't go to Illinois, I can't go to Indiana, I can't go to Michigan, I can't I can't go anywhere, and we have curfew. 5 p.m. is curfew, and the cops won't really like pull you over unless they see me like, oh, you're speeding or something, or and they'll be like, all right, well, we're gonna pull you. Like, they're not like randomly checking plates and be like, hey, he has a suspended license, he can't be driving. They're not doing any of that unless you're actually breaking the law. They won't pull you over. So there is curfew. You do have to have a letter or a note from your work saying that you can go to work. And that's the reason why you're out and about. In regards of everything, we can't keep like butter, milk, like the essential stocks. Like, it's starting to come back right now, just because everybody's like stopping their whole like freak out scenario. Like, everywhere I'm at right now, you literally couldn't buy toilet paper for like a good like half a month off the shelves.
Jeez,
it was horrible. Granted, like, my family has ways about it because my father works with a supply company and they supply all that stuff, and he was able to buy product off their shelves. So we have all the cleaning supplies you could possibly imagine and all that stuff. So I wasn't too worried about it. But in regards of everything, they're like Walmart. For a case of water up here, it's normally like with tax, a whole case of water is around like $1 or around $2, and now it's about almost 4. Like, Walmart is definitely price gouged in a lot of their items, and we weren't really freaking out. Like, we weren't really like stocking up and stuff. We just buy our normal weekly stuff, and it's difficult just because of this whole pandemic, and literally stores around us are price gouging, which, like, Walmart, I would never expect them to do that, and it's crazy. Like, I absolutely hate this whole pandemic, and I hope it goes away soon.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I could say is, depending upon your area and where you live at, for me, we have a place called the Food Cupboard. Yeah, Food Cupboard. Which is a place where, like, there's very cheap stuff. They haven't really... The only time they price gouged was, like, the toilet paper, but that, like, for Nebraska, or where I live, it only lasted, like, less than a week, I would say. And then they got toilet paper back at Walmart. But it's best not to go to Walmart and go to other places that might serve similar things. Just because everyone's going there, you're likely to get the virus. There's a chance anyway, because there's a lot of people there, and of course, prices, there might be price gouging, as you said, at Walmart. So that's what I would suggest. So like Food Cupboard, going back to Food Cupboard. Food Cupboard is like a place where it's like, like where all the food goes that like there might have been a dent in a can, they don't sell it, they go there, or if the food is dates like wise is out, like this expiration date, but it's still good. It goes to places like that. It's a lot cheaper than usual, and my family tends to go there. I don't usually get much stuff there, because like I said, as those qualifications are, you might not get the best experience for food, but it's something. And especially in a pandemic like this, having a place like that you know is there and you're able to go to will definitely help you save money. So I would strongly suggest that if you need to buy stuff, go find places like I said, the food pantry, that has cheaper stuff, but it might not be, let's say, the safest option. But then again, we haven't really had any bad experiences, no food poisoning or anything, so take that as you will. It's just outdated food sometimes. There might be just dents in the cans. Stuff like that.
That's a fair point. Get it for cheap. I mean, that's kind of what they do at our dollar stores. Like shirts that are aren't printed right. Like sleeves are unaligned, or the collar might be a little off or something. Like they'll throw it at the dollar store and stuff. That's kind of what they do in my area, at least. So I definitely see where you're coming from. Like I definitely stock up in certain areas where I know food's gonna be cheap. It might not be the best food, but I know it's gonna be cheap, and it'll get you where you need to be.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just a little helpful tip for you guys. I know I don't go crazy about it, but it's there, And at least from how things are, we're not to that point yet. But it could. Anyway, enough of this pandemic talk. Have you played? Let's say this. Have you played Sword Art Online? What was it called? Rising Steel? Yeah, Rising Steel.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I haven't though.
You haven't? Okay. I know I played for a little bit and I stopped. And I know some people in my Discord have been playing it non-stop, and they I wouldn't say they completely prefer it, but they've been playing it non-stop. I know SMH and Xylexia have been playing it. I've kind of stopped playing it, but that's mostly due to my interest with the game. It's definitely died down.
Like I never started playing it. Like I was around when it first came out. It kind of caught my interest, but I just never got around to sit down and start it. And I don't know. I just decided not to kind of go through it.
Yeah, sure, gotcha. I mean, comparing to SAOMD, their stamina, you don't get as much diamonds. They have the almost similar diamond system as SAOMD, but they don't give as much diamonds as in this game. And it's mostly with the Alization characters, but they have some characters from other places, except Fatal Bullets. And pretty much the game characters. That's one thing I like about SAOMD, is they do somewhat care about the other game characters. And I think that's the thing to note, too. I'm waiting until the day they bring out Itsuki, or an actual Thok as a banner. I'll definitely go for those two, but mostly Itsuki, due to actually really liking him in the game he came from, which was Fatal Bullet. If you've played that game yet or not, I don't know if you have.
You know what? I bought it when it dropped, and I have never played it. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that'll buy games and not play them.
I played it up to a certain point. I beat the game, and I got the DLC. I just haven't really played all the DLC. Hey, welcome to the stream, Avi. But anyway, going back to, I know Rising Steel, I think. Wait, did the Rising Steel already released, or is it I think it was in May. I knew it may be released, I just don't remember. Rising Steel is interesting. Is it Rising Steel? Not Rising Steel. Alization. Licorice, there we go.
Licorice, okay, on the console?
Yeah, the next one that's coming out. Release dates. Because I think it already released. Yeah, 22 of May. So it already released. I haven't played it yet. I was thinking of playing it. I completely actually just spaced it off until now. And honestly, when it comes to what I've seen of it, it's like there's like this mini gotcha to it, but it's not really for money. It's like you can earn it through in game, and it's like skins. And it's going off the path. It's like I always say, there's always different timelines for the different for different media you can consume of SAO. Like the games are in its own different timeline than the anime. 100%. That's guaranteed. That's confirmed at this point. And they specifically said for this game that it's taking a different path than what the anime did for the first half. There's a new character they introduced that has more of an important role into the story. I mean, eventually, somehow Kirito faces Administrator, but who knows at that point what's completely different. And just because of that alone, I'm really wanting to play it. Release? Okay, never mind. That was never mind. I'm gonna look at it and play it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But aside from that, it's something I might play. I'm still debating, honestly. I mean, I'm trying to save money due to the whole pandemic and just not getting as much hours of work. But, I mean, in the next few weeks, we are going to be getting, quote-unquote, if it ever comes out, the whole money help deal that they have planned for all of America.
I'm kind of hoping for that first, huh?
Because it's like, I know it's a lot, but I think they said it was going to be like 2 weeks when it was like around April or something, like early April, like April 1st or 2nd. Anyway, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I'm just waiting for that because I know a lot of people also are waiting for it, and it's there to help out. We all love an administrator, the one woman that doesn't get embarrassed when she's naked. You're not incorrect. You're not incorrect. I mean, Husky was saying we all love Administrator, the one woman who doesn't really care about being embarrassed that she's naked majority of the time. Unlike other anime characters. Like, other anime characters get embarrassed when they show just a little bit of their skin, but Administrator is like, okay. And
huge uproar.
there probably was a huge uproar about her character, but
yeah, there was.
But I wouldn't be I'm not too surprised by that. And there might be some people who do like her due to that exact feature. And I'm not too much of a fan of an administrator or whatever her name was again. I'm trying to remember her name.
I don't remember either, to be honest. Let me look it up.
The other girl. They ended up doing 2 banners for
the Cardinal?
Yeah, Cardinal. There we go. Thank you. I completely forgot.
The admin's real name.
Yeah. I know the admin has her own name, but she just ends up keeping that as her name. They maybe in the manga, but I don't know if they actually. I think they do. But yeah. Yeah, I know it's delayed, but yeah, Cardinal. I don't really like those 2 characters, and I know, especially Cardinal. It's kill.
Pretty cool.
It's kill. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. But are you talking about Kill la Kill when it comes to whole embarrassing naked trope kind of deal?
Oh, that was the thing.
Oh yeah, Kill la Kill was a thing. Yes, I did. I did watch it. Both Kill animes were good. I enjoyed. Of course, Kill la Kill was interesting to say the least.
I thought Kill la Kill was really good. It had a very, very weird twist, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, I did like it though. I did like the twist to it. I was kind of expecting something, but I didn't really know because I never knew anything about it prior. So, but yeah, both were good. What if the body that Arcana was using is the daughter of the administrator? Was it? I think they said something similar to that, but I don't remember.
Alright, so the admin's name is Quinella.
Oh, yeah. That I remember. I mean, in Kill la Kill, she was embarrassed the first time. Well, true. I mean, I don't remember too much, but I I could definitely see that. Maybe there's something in my mind that's thinking that, but you're correct, sir. But yeah, I guess there's nothing much else to say. There's 2 kill animes. I think it's Killagami. And
There's 2?
no, I mean there's Kill a Kill, and there's like another different anime that's very dark. Because pretty much the whole cast almost ends up dead. Like there's only like I can't. Shit! I just kind of spoiled a lot of it, but I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm not gonna say anymore. But it's a very dark anime. I know they also just kind of brought out Tower of God, which I'm really enjoying. It's only 2 episodes, and I'm really enjoying it. But Kill. Yeah, no, it's a Kami ga Kill. There we go.
Oh,
Kami ga Kill.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm actually rewatching it right now for like the 4th time.
Yeah, I love that anime. I know that it's different, like there's some differences from the manga, because they didn't finish the manga in time before the anime. So,
Really?
supposedly, from what I've heard or seen, I think, whatever happens is different in the manga than in the anime. From what I know or heard, or what I've seen. Especially since I like the second opening. For the anime, there's like a lot of comments saying like ends up actually different, but I don't know. I think it's like up to a certain point. So like a lot of things that happened prior did happen in the manga, but only to a certain point. But I'm not too certain on that, like what all changes. But there we go. I know there was like 2 kill anime, but it's like I kept thinking kill at the beginning. Currently watching it.
Kami ga Kill is really good.
Yeah, Husky is currently watching it. 2 characters are supposed to be alive in the manga, but they die in the anime. Huh. I can think. My thought process is I think I know who. Because the interesting plot twist of that game is like there's 2 different main characters in a sense.
Right.
Which is
Definitely is.
There's like the main sword girl, and then the person you start off with, which is the newbie adventurer. And
her name is Akame, and I forgot the guy's name already.
I'm guessing he would be the one to survive. It makes the most sense, honestly. But the question is, if he survives, who also dies? I could see maybe one of the villains surviving. It's one of the heroes and villains. And he's saying Akami and Tatsumi.
There you go. That's his name.
You're not gonna swear who. That just makes me want to like read the manga, and I want to, but I'm gonna have to do it online. And I tried that. I have to still finish, what was the anime called? I know it's also on Crunchyroll that I really did enjoy. And not programming languages, you silly goose. But thank you for giving me your time to show me a programming language, Google. The world God only knows.
Oh, okay.
And I know that they haven't, like, they skipped a lot, but they didn't finish the anime. And I tried to read the manga, but I only got to a certain point. I know things go dark in the manga, like things do get dark, especially since I've read it. A certain person dies, like, legit at the very beginning. That's kind of a sort of main character. He's like I won't say more. But yeah, from just watching like the last 3rd season, for sure, things got dark. The only issue with the God Only Knows is that they just skip so much in between season 2 and season 3. I think they should go back so that it's like connectivity and parallelized. Because I know I haven't read it, but they kind of do like a summary of it so quickly, and I feel like they missed out on so much, and I don't know. Maybe they knew they had to end it, so they tried to do it as quickly as they could. That's probably the possibility, but... I don't know which one of the main characters dies, but I would give a hint. It's the person we least expected to. Oh, you're talking about, Kami got killed?
I think he is.
Yeah, that makes... so they end up changing someone who dies, but someone else lives. Gotcha.
I'll have to read the manga then.
Yeah. Okay, and then Melvy says finished it last week. Are you talking about Kami got killed, or are you talking about the God Only Knows? Like, we're talking about... I mean, I know where you just got to Kami... God Only Knows, but... Yeah. Both good. I just don't like what they did with the anime. You're talking... Okay, yeah, he was talking about Kami got killed. I know there was other anime that I watched, and I love how he went from, like... talking about everything else to just anime. But hey, that's fine. I think I might have to log in. I don't remember the anime. It was an anime that was like first announced, and then like took some years before it finally finished it, I should say. It was I liked the anime. It was interesting. It was like it went over the moral, like not morals, but like family. It was talked about like fudge. I have to go through history just to find the anime.
Do you know what it was about?
It was pretty much like different worlds, and the main character find out that they were like born from a god. You know, and they end up eventually being gods at the very end. I've actually been recently watching World Trigger, but I only got to like episode 15, but we're not gonna go into that because I don't know much about it.
That show.
Finished Fire Force so time ago. That was not bad. I liked it. I watched up to some point of Destructive God, but I kind of got with it because of how the show is. I didn't like I understand where it was coming from, but I didn't really like the show too much. The comedy and like that is just I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't like where the characters are going and how some characters are. The tropes of the show, I should say, I'm not too much of a fan of.
I'm in the middle of watching Promised Neverland right now. I think it's pretty good so far.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched the last episode yet. I probably should, but I watched up to there. Anyway, I ironically there's only 2 shows I re-watched in English, and that was The Rising of the Shield Hero and was it 2? I thought there was another show. Maybe not. Maybe I think I might have tried one show in English, but then I stopped. But anyway.
Or Read No Seraph, that's a good show. I'm halfway through it. It's basically like the war between humans and vampires. If you've never watched it before,
No, I haven't.
I think I am like a quarter or halfway through. I think I'm like at episode like 8 or something. I think there's like 25 episodes in it. The only show like I really watched in English was Spice and Wolf. Besides Dragon Ball and Naruto, like the mainstream ones, Spice and Wolf is like the only show I will ever watch in dub. I don't know why. I think when I was watching it, when I was trying to like stream it, it was only available in dub, and I had to sit down and watch it in dub. But I enjoyed it.
Okay.
To this day, I'll stick by that.
Okay, so I found it. It's Kiyosuguya. Kiyosuguya. It's pretty much, I know I've seen it on the internet. It's pretty much, okay, I remember now. I can remember now. So at the very beginning, I don't think most people know, but he is a god, and he ended up somehow creating pictures to life. So his waifu, which kind of in a way is, he kind of makes her wife, is pretty much just a picture, like an actual urban character, and eventually ends up inhabiting a picture of a rabbit, which ends up being a rabbit girl. If that makes any sense. It's, you know, I might as well, I don't know if the preview, I think the preview could be a good way to show it off, but It's my best trying explanation of like the first episode, or like for what was it, the preview? No, I think it might have been like some episodes that kind of explain the situation. But actually has a kid instead of just drawing his own kids in a sense. And that's the main character, who ends up eventually being a god. But anyway, I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I've never heard of it. I'm looking at it right now. I've never heard of this show. I'm actually kind of interested in it.
I know one person that can beat characters in God, and that's Shido from Data. True. Data Live. True. I mean, that's the main reason why I started playing Memory Freeze, because they had a Data Live collab. And that collab was really good. Like, honestly, if I had to compare it to all the collabs I've been through in all the mobile games I played, probably the best one due to its comedy. The comedy was really good. So for those out wondering, Memory Freeze is a mobile game over, what can I remember the name of the show now? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? And Data Live is a interesting anime where the character, to save the girls from either going cuckoo crazy or to save them, he has to end up taking their power by kissing them. So eventually, he has to kiss Ainz to save her. So hopefully you get what I'm trying to get at. It's really funny and an awesome collab. Kurumi, yeah, Kurumi, best girl, hands down. Aside from that, well, I guess there's nothing much else to say. I mean, I'll plan on trying to do a stream later today. I know tomorrow we're going to be doing another podcast, so early heads up for you guys that do possibly watch the, what can I think of the site now? Mobile Gaming News Network podcasts. We'll be doing another one tomorrow, so probably the next few days after that, we'll be over it, which we're going to go over free-to-play mobile games. Like, what would be the best free-to-play mobile game that you would suggest? And I know I'm not going to say anything about it until that podcast, until you guys see it. I want to know from you, McGiggles, in your opinion, what is the most free-to-play mobile game that you have played that you would suggest to someone who doesn't have a lot of money and will never spend on a mobile game? So this discredits any mobile games you have to pay to get.
Okay, so, with all honesty, I don't really play mobile. I'm like the worst person to ask this question, honestly. I've only ever really played, are you talking about like just pure gacha games, in a way?
Gacha games, mobile games, whatever you like to say.
I can't really give you a definite answer on that. The only real gacha or games I've like actually played on mobile, like wholeheartedly played on mobile, would probably be World of Tanks, SAO MD, and now it would be Freind. Otherwise, I don't really like play games on my phone, at least in the past, I guess, until recently. But once I like pick up a game, I kind of actually sit down and kind of force myself to get into it.
Gotcha.
So, kind of like Freind. So, in regards to that, my opinions would be extremely biased just because of my whole experience pool of it being so small.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're getting at. That was probably the worst question, honestly. But hey, it's something to think about, because for me, out of all the mobile games I've played, I would suggest... Shit, I can't. I'm not going to, because like I said, I was going to do a podcast. And I do kind of want you guys to watch it. I know it's like its own different channel than most of the other people. Like, the main people that are in the podcast are other YouTubers. Bigger than me, for sure. And maybe not all of them are, but a decent amount are. From last one, everyone pretty much was a streamer or a YouTuber. Which I know the issue with the last one was audio from me, because it was just the worst timing, honestly, for me. So, aside from that, you're just gonna have to search up Mobile Gaming News Network on YouTube, and you'll see it. And you can also search it up on the website, and you'll be able to find a lot of articles and guides over a lot of mobile games, if you guys are interested. And I know I like just self-inserting and just advertising as much as I want. But in all honesty, it's not like it compared to other article websites. It's very, I would say, like, not corporative is the best way of saying it, because we're all just mobile gaming players. We're not really like actual certified writers. We have like people look over articles, and also you guys can write articles of your own for mobile games too. But we already have some with SAO MD and SEO integral factor. But I guess if McGiggles wanted to here, he could write something for you guys that doesn't pertain to what's the best banners or stuff like that in the event. Maybe like a guide to do events, like boss patterns, but an article per paragraph, something like that, you know.
Okay.
But that's up to you. That's just like something as like something someone could do. But aside from that, yeah, I've done other mobile games for the site, but we're done with that. We're done with that. You guys can search it up on your own for YouTube or on the site on Google for the site. You'd be fine. Aside from that, you probably see me a lot. It's, for what it is, it started last June, July? Not pretty much last summer. And for as small as it is, we're doing decent. Nothing over the top, but decent. Anyway. Aside from that, I keep saying that, and I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about. I guess I might as well ask you if you have any questions, because I know I've mostly been the one asking questions to you.
I mean, in regards of everything, okay, so like I'm trying to pick myself. With all honesty, I'm trying to pick myself back up on my feet in terms of the whole MD community, the whole meta change, and trying to get back into the game and build an account to get back into the game. I mean, I had my old account. I did give it away though, because I did want to start fresh. In terms of MD, it's just gonna have to be a learning process all over again. Like I know how to play. It's just I'm gonna have to play from fresh. That's all. In regards of everything else, I don't really know. I'm just kind of taking it by ear at the moment.
Gotcha.
So I don't really know if I have questions. Like everything just kind of be like, oh, there's that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's reasonable, I suppose. You know.
Okay. So you really just don't have anything, because at this point you kind of already got the basis for the latest meta. It's pretty much crossing skill effects, and most people should be aiming for additional attack, but it's still better to do, if you can't do additional attack, you might as well try to use crossing skill effects and using 2 units, because that's just overall more DPS, honestly, for ranked events. I'm thinking ranked events here. Other events, maybe not so much, but it's just something to consider. Plus, crossing skill fight, you would have more of an advantage now in a multi, because they changed the bosses, so you can only get one SS3 in, which you'd be able to do to 2 characters at once due to crossing effect and skill and stuff like that. Okay. And hopefully you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do.
Trying to think of anything else. It's still funny that they haven't really changed Griffin, so you could probably just go in there with the crossing skill units all fire and just wreak havoc. I am so sorry for that Griffin. He is just a test subject, honestly. Like, he's a good test subject to train or test stuff out if you have no other places. They also did bring out a beginners, like, a Kirito and Yuki Memory Defrag Dojo training tutorial thing, where you can get enough of those crystals you can exchange for a weapon you need. Have you done that yet?
I have not.
It's in the regular tab. I would suggest it because you can choose a weapon you want a weapon. You can grab whatever weapon you need. You can take your time. You can choose it later depending upon what characters you eventually get. But it's really good weapons. I think it's the weapons that you can have MP down and are not limited to elements, if I'm correct. Because this is the second anniversary weapons that you can get for free. And they're not bad weapons. You pretty much just have to go through the whole tutorial. And then you have to also do specific missions to grab the rest of the metal things. But they're all done from this event. And it's pretty much just practicing parrying and practicing MP regeneration. Even though there's already a parry practice in this game, there's that now.
I think it's a fair way. Like, you know, I think it's an easy way to get a free 4-star weapon. And you said you get to choose it, right?
Yeah, you get to choose it.
So that's like all the more. That's like if you're lacking something in terms of like a dual blade, a rapier, or maybe a sword. I think that would be a really good way to help your account. Let alone if you're building an account like me and you don't have like a weapon that you need. I think that's a base way. A lot of characters think you are gonna get those weapon types.
One more thing to note. This is the last day for it, but did you do the scout for the free Silica and Liz?
Ooh, I don't.
For the record crystals. It's only for today. You have to do certain things to it. It's like secret missions. I can give you the info for it, so you can do it.
I did the Silica one already, and I have 3 more crystals to go for the Liz. So I'm working on it. I didn't know that today was the last day. So.
Yeah, today is the last day. Because today is the last day for like the whole Silica thing. And the D-Band!
Oh, they already took away the D-Band. Why didn't I get the dagger or the mace?
Was that ended yesterday though?
I think it ended yesterday actually. Or something recently.
I mean, I'll see about trying to do... Well, I'll try to see if you can do the missions, because I don't know if you can do it right now or if there's a time limit. But yeah, don't forget them, because those are pretty much 2 free units.
What did I get for my Silica? Yeah, those are that's an easy one. A 4-star or above, like I think that's a pretty fair trade off. That's where I got the Pop Idol Silica. I think that's where I got it.
Okay.
From.
And talking about the guaranteed 4-star and above, did you notice that they also did that for free each week?
Wait, say that again?
So each Monday instead of Sundays, each week you pretty much get a free guaranteed 1 4-star above character.
No, I did not know that. Is that the banner that has the profile of the God Asuna and the Shoeblade? Was it Samurai or Kirito in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering why every time I reroll I got somebody. I was like, that's so strange. Like every time I reroll, I just so happen to get a 4-star or something.
Yeah, it's pretty much free every week.
I'll take it. Yeah, because my account right now isn't terrible. Like, it needs work on it, but I think I have a pretty base setup. Because I got the Wind Fujo, the Samurai Wind Fujo.
Nice.
I have that Anniversary Kirito. And I have the Mitigation Awesome, which I'm going to have to use her for the most part to get me where I need to be in terms of grinding for MDs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I mainly have that Wind Fujo and that Dark Kirito to really go for this account, I guess. Not much else.
Gotcha, yep. So I'm gonna continue farming the Meteor Showers Goddess Survival event, just so I can get enough of those skill slots to unlock those skill slots for the characters that probably will never use Libra characters. Might as well. You never know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist. I'm trying to think of anything else to note that you might have missed out on. But I think you got pretty much it.
Yeah, I think I'm like kind of caught up to speed. There wasn't as much that happened while I was gone than I was thinking of, because 7 months is definitely a long time, and I feel like this game ages pretty quickly, with all honesty. But it doesn't really feel like too much has changed besides the crossing was it skilling ability.
There's crossing effect and additional attack, and that the two characters at once.
Right.
Yeah, there was talk about maybe, like, people were thinking, I know from my Discord, they were thinking that maybe we may end up having the anniversary a lot earlier this year, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, and maybe it was just the whole revival event deal that maybe made people think that. Not sure. But it's interesting to see where they go into the future, if they're going to continue on the path of adding something more to these characters. I don't think so. Like, they didn't go to the next star level, thankfully. So I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're ever gonna increase the star level. I think they're probably just gonna add something to the characters that just make them a little bit better than the previous.
Right. I'm definitely with you on that one. I remember when the 6 stars came out, everybody was freaking out about the whole they're gonna add 7 stars next year or something like that, and a lot of people were talking about quitting or had quit, and I have my doubts about the whole 7 star, especially with this 3rd anniversary. I think it really anchored in that idea of them not adding it, because there's always more to add to the game, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I know, aside from what we also talked about, like, I know I talked about this some time ago when it first happened, but the whole Bandai Namco don't really caring, like, they don't people want sharing stuff, images, info of the game, and I don't know how that would affect you. I don't think it would affect much of the like content creators, but they don't like it. Remember us talking about that?
Yeah, the whole weird like ban thing.
From the database.
Yeah, the whole that is so weird. Like I don't see why they would. Okay, so like leaking info is one thing, but like banning the whole PNGs and stuff. Even if they're not data mined and people make them, it still takes a lot of time. Because I used to edit editing photos for like Discord, so I would like take pictures and I would edit them and crop everything out so it's just the picture I wanted for the emotes. That takes a while. And MD, in regards to the characters, like, there's so much happening in the pictures besides the backgrounds. Like, I can only imagine how much it would actually take to physically edit out the whole background.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a big anchor to, like, the content creators who just want a picture of, like, a character or something just to throw in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, like I made the perfect example even when I was talking about it so long ago. It was actually during the Holy Ranking event. When I streamed the ranking events is when I found out about it. But yeah, it kind of limits content creators or people who... Yeah, pretty much just content creators, I would say, the best way to use those pictures in some way, shape, or form for a thumbnail or stream layout or something in the video, for instance, you know? And it's one of those things that how far are they going to go? I don't think this discredits data mining for sure. People still data mined. We're still getting data mined information. It's not really slowing it down at all. I just know they went heavy on Imager. They went heavy on this database. They're still trying to. They're acting like Nintendo. Honestly, they're acting like Nintendo over here.
Yeah, they're really throwing around their weight. I mean, it's not bad to that extent. It's just, I don't know. Because, like, we still have our whole, like, at least in my Discord, I have, like, the Gitbot and Distria that posts like all the upcoming events and stuff before they actually drop, and it's like to the extent of it being within one day. Before they actually announce it. Like, it's not big. Like, way back when, it used to be like a whole week, or as soon as one event would drop, they would have like the data in mind for the next banner, which was absolutely amazing. Because I was like, oh, you know, I wonder how this is gonna be, and you know, and all that stuff. And they've already like weighed down as to or cracked down in terms of the whole data mine issue. But I think this is taking it like one step further. I don't think they really need to, because it was only by like a whole day. Like, it's nothing much.
Yeah. But yeah, talking about that is how I'm able to do the stream layout for the banner pre-info, because it's in the town. I'm still in the Discord, if you don't know yet still. I mean, you probably saw me still on your Discord, but I do use that to help me, at least with the stream layouts. I can't really get characters, obviously. I noticed that they stopped with that. Unless it's from the Twitter themselves, but they also kind of stopped with that too. They make it so that they add the background to them. So they're smart about that. But I do use for the banner info pre-stuff. And it fits. I try to make it fit. And it works. I used to have just the actual banner, but it looks a lot better the way I put it now. But that's my thought process. Anyway, aside from Asuki upside down, hanging from a tree. Aside from that, I can't think of anything else. I know you kind of went over the ranking events, and I know a lot of people can agree that the ranking event is annoying.
Yeah, I can already see how tedious this one's going to be, even though I'm not really playing on it.
So aside from that, at this point, there's like, I think we did all I could really ask.
I feel like I'm pretty caught up to speed. There was a lot of stuff I know I did ask you about, like the whole crossing skill and stuff. I mean, when I was streaming, I just randomly streamed last week. Like, I kind of announced it, but that was like the real first time since I had been back in the game besides re-rolling. I think I had re-rolled for like 3 days straight just to get the boss Asuna, and I ended up wasting out like almost half of the MDs that were grindable. Like, I had already finished the story halfway through hard, just to get the weapon, and I figured I'd re-roll and stuff. So I didn't really get too much playtime in the game just yet.
Oh, one more thing that I just remembered while you're talking about that they added in was story. They added in 3 more chapters.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, for
like,
GGO.
the main story?
Yeah,
okay.
GGO. They added in 3 more chapters, and that's something I did also forget. I mean, that you did remind me right then and there. I was like, oh yeah, they added that. So
about time.
Yeah, they like to take their time for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the anime. They just didn't want to steamroll through it, or maybe they just don't want to give us as much diamonds. I don't know. It's who knows.
It might be the fact because they have to you have to make everything, like all the events and stuff. But they might be busy like for focusing most of their manpower on like the main like upcoming events, all the upcoming banners, all the the mechanics to like each bosses and their patterns, and I'm sure they're more or less focused on other things and making that much less of a priority. But it sure takes forever for them to release anything. So I remember when they announced the whole GGO story a while back, and you weren't able to. They didn't have any story content added to it. It just had the like little icons from GGO. Like, that was there forever.
Yeah. And then they eventually finally did it. So yeah, I mean, the other thing to note is they're working on so many other things too. They're working on so many other games, so it's in a way it makes sense. That is probably just mainly focusing on events.
It's still good to see this game isn't like half-assed yet, though. Like, it doesn't feel like it's dying. I feel like they're just adding to it, which is always good.
Yeah. And I kind of hope it stays that way. There's a lot of things they could do to make this game fresh, like characters. And I know I always harp on it, and I harp on it, and I harp on it. But they really should try to branch out with characters, They don't always have to do the same ones. And I get where that you're coming from when it comes to the whole like fan service. That's the best money maker. That eventually will slow down. I'm telling you now, experience with Faye. Faye had the same problem of doing fan service characters. Not just females, but popular characters. The fan base was extremely angry, and there's still a lot of people that when we get a Fates or an Awakening banner are in disgust still. Due to them earlier on just doing the same world over and over and over and over again when there is so much possibility because there's so many other games that they haven't touched into. They kind of stopped doing that so long ago, about a year ago. And yeah, the game I would say is doing a lot better than SAO MD is. Let's just say that.
You think so?
Yeah, hands down. I mean, it does so. I mean, they're both from franchises, but I would say Faye is doing a lot better than SAO MD. Even if they added in a Faye Pass, which is just like a monthly service for $10, I would argue it's still doing a lot better than SAO MD. And I don't know if, per se, adding different characters would help, but I would say it would help revitalize or help. I think it would make a lot more players happy, you know? Different characters you don't usually see. I know there's some people that want certain characters in the game that we haven't yet for over a year plus now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of people talk about that too.
Okay. Question. What character do you think I'm talking about that's not in this game yet at all, that's a girl that hasn't been in the game yet, that people really want in the game, but they won't do it because they want to do the same exact characters?
Are you talking about Faye?
No, not Faye. SAO MD. Yes.
Girl that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a riddle. Well, give me a second. An MD. What story arc is she from?
I won't story arc. I won't say what I'll say to make it easier. I will say it's story arc of GGO.
GGO? Okay. Is it an anime exclusive character, or is it like announced in MD? Like part of the story, but it's okay. This is really tough. Like, I'm not trying to give you give it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Husky wants a swimsuit of Jill.
Oh, I'm definitely down for that.
I think people would be down for that. They Yeah, I still have the GIF of the one that someone made so long ago, and it's on the same line of swimsuit a Jill. I know Ava hates a Jill to death because he always gets teased by some interesting art choices from a Jill. Let's just say that. I actually need to look up through the GIFs. Shoot. While I do that, I'm gonna let you think some more, because it's actually, I kind of already hinted at it also long ago in the stream of a certain thing that hasn't gotten much rep. That people really do want her into the game.
I'm trying to think. You said GGO, and I can't really. Hold on, I'm gonna have to research this a little bit. All GGO females, or all females in GGO.
Because it is in a GGO fashion. It's just in a weird way. I guess is the best way of saying it.
Is it GGO alternative, or is it just GGO?
Well, there's no alternative. I mean, there is alternative, but it's not alternative. Let's just say that. And I talked about her before, and I would love for her to get into the game. Husky already got it. Husky's already got it.
Husky. Oh. Fatal Bullet. Okay.
Yeah. It is Zaliskia from Fatal Bullet. She is the only female character. I would say one of the female characters. I know the AI sidekick is one of them, but kinda, and the same thing for your main character sidekick. But she is literally, a lot of people really want her into the game, but for some reason they hate Fatal Bullet. Why? I don't know. A lot of people like Fatal Bullet. I actually enjoyed playing Fatal Bullet, but they don't like it. Bandai Namco hates Fatal Bullet. It's the only game from the SAO series that doesn't get much rep in the game compared to like Seven or Rain or those other characters that do.
And I gotta play this game. I have it. It's just I never played it. Yeah, there are a lot of characters. I feel like this is just a bunch of repeats. Like within the past like 3 months, who do you think you've seen the most from the banners in terms of repetitive characters?
Asuna.
Definitely Asuna. Would you say Alice too? I feel like Alice has definitely climbed the ranks next to Asuna.
Yeah, I could definitely see the whole Alice being there, but I feel like Asuna's. I was looking at my gifs and I forgot this one gif, the dance off gif, where it's just like a cat and then I can't remember his name, the Shaq. I think he calls himself, just dancing off against each other, and it's stupidly hilarious. Anyway, I need to find. Where is that gif? Is it? Oh, I think it might be. I have to get it through Twitter, I think.
Is it Yakura? Wait, who was the she was the free unit, right? Way back when.
Yeah, Korea was free. That was the only Fatal Bullet character that we got. They just only focused on characters that were from it, and that was it. And it was like, really? Why? It was just one of those like, oof. Why?
Who was the other free unit that we got through the event grind? What's her name?
There's two of them I can think of. There is a weird version of a sniper Xenon that was for free, but was login, and then there was a farm character you could farm for, which was Walls.
There you go, Walls. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, like, okay, I remember a huge issue was they would drop banners, but a lot of the characters wouldn't have voices, which was understandable. They added Alice and Yujo in their Fatal Bullet outfits. They did add them. That's right. You know what? That's when Ushi, another YouTuber, quit playing MD. That was the last banner video he covered.
Yeah.
They had MP SS3. It was that like
combo partner.
Yeah, combo partner for MP.
Yeah. I know that they were a thing, and then they were from the DLC from Fatal Bullet, but it was like, why? I was actually really annoyed that they did that. Like, I get the whole Ujo and Alice thing in the anime, but seriously, guys, you just literally did a disservice to the game itself they come from that variation of them. I'm trying to find it, and I can't find it for some weird reason. Yeah. Oh, wait, I could probably find it if I actually do something. Because I think I saved it to, like, a specific chat only for me. So I can find this stuff really easily. There it is! I found it. Copy link. I'm gonna post it in here. And this, my friend, is what I was talking about with the Jill. And you probably see really fast why. This is the Jill I want.
Oh, this is the 7. Yes, I remember this. I remember those. This gift is amazing.
Yeah, it is truly top of the bunch quality there. Anyway. So I have like certain stuff here that I just keep just so that if I end up forgetting about them, I can find them and I can easily get to them. And it's like only for me, but hey, I was able to find that. And I love how like the SAO MD Immigrant is just gone now.
Immigration?
Hmm?
You said immigration?
Immigrant. It was like a site. It's a site where you could. There's pictures and like that. It was like a place where the pictures used to be that I found where I could get them easily, but yeah, that disappeared a long time ago.
You know what's weird? I used to pull all my pictures from Pinterest. Everything I used for my channel was from Pinterest.
Interesting. Okay.
MD has a lot of stuff on there.
Okay, well, I'll try to get it up for you, Husky. Just a sec. Oh, I can't do file. That's me being stupid. I didn't.
Looking at this ranked event. What's that? I'm looking at this ranked event here.
Okay.
The top player is 29 seconds.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, that makes me wonder if he's a whale. I don't know. What is his use?
He's chaos. He's most definitely a whale. I'm about to. I can't really look at it because I'm about to look at your stream. I know chaos though. He's a big whale. I wonder if. Yeah, that's Sniper Realm. That is so weird. Okay. Yeah. Between all the Discord servers.
You know, I know there's so many Discord servers for all the different guilds. I have never ever been in one of them. It'd be very cool one of these days that I eventually get into one of them and see just how everyone's doing stuff.
If you add the server bot to your channel or to your Discord channel, your channel automatically becomes part of it. And so like when you upload stuff and you go to the all global scores, like if you have like a
oh yeah.
Time, oh, I see it on screen now.
Yeah. I have that. I have like the ranking bot on Discord, on my Discord thing, but
you should be part of it though.
I know. I think I am. I'm positive I am because I
see it. Yeah, I see you.
I don't really touch it all that much, honestly. I know I used to, but I kind of stopped. I'm trying to make the image good for you guys. It's just because I get it from Twitter, so sorry about this.
Isn't that
stream edit?
That's 7. That's just 3. That is so amazing.
I wonder, is he using the banner units? I'm guessing he is. Maybe he's using Panther.
Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. So right now he is using the Bride Sniper Shinon, the new Alice, as well as the God Yuki. So he isn't using Panther. 29 seconds, no damage.
Okay. That makes sense if he's using Fire Sniper. That's higher damage, and I don't remember how that wedding banner went. I don't remember that one. I know the wind one was really good. So he uses that as probably a buffer, and then God Asana's probably there to give MP. It's my guess. No, for damage. Wait, Yuki?
Yeah, got Yuki.
Oh. God, okay, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what half these characters do, and I totally forgot what the Sheena. I think it was attack buff on Switch. I can't even send this to you. Well, I'm gonna have to crop it. It's too powerful for Discord. Okay, maybe that worked.
There we go. That looks a lot better for you guys. Okay, so... Okay, that makes sense. It's the Angel Yuki is what I'm calling those units.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That's fine. So all level 100, probably rate 5 weapons, is my guess. He's probably using the mitigation part, maybe. But then again, she's Switch SS3. Unlike Asuna, that's Trackling Circle, she has Switch SS3. So maybe something with that. Is my guess.
He's also using a non-element matching on the Sheena. I think he could get a quicker time if he really wanted a whale and he willed in the past on a fire sniper. I think he'd be able to get like maybe a second quicker. Doubt it, possibly.
Oh, so he's using a rate 5 that's not elemental matched, but it's
No,
still...
it's a wind. Where did that come from? I can't remember, but that's one of the wind sniper rifles. Came out way back.
Makes sense, because that might have been in the 6-star era, if I'm thinking about it now.
I think it might have been. I can't remember.
Because that makes sense, actually. That makes sense. Because he might not have another sniper, per se, so he's going to go without most damage, while still getting that extra damage, so skill damage instead of crit damage, because it's not really this latest weapon types, but... I got 56 seconds using Skull Reaper Alice, Angel Yuki, and Bath T, so level 85 and Fire title. I don't even have a Fire title, so that's my oof, honestly, for me. But aside from that, rate 5 armor, only a free rate 5 weapon for Asuna, and you guys already know who I'm using. I probably could find ways to do better, but yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it too much, honestly. It's like I said as many times before, and it's sad to say it, but the ranking events, there's no point in doing them. Because you're gonna get units that's not really good to begin with, and they're not gonna be used for in ranking events. And only for one event each, oh so often, that only gives you a somewhat title.
Oh, you talking about the
Fest
the
ranking.
units and the
the Fest. Yeah. Like that's the only two things is the Metal Scout unit and bragging rights. That's pretty much it.
And it's a huge flex. That's all.
Yeah, and honestly, I would argue that the ranking events themselves are bait to get people interested to beat the first few people, you know, like that I'm better than you kind of thing. I know I could do better than you or something like that, and try to be number one. And I think that's the gist, is like that's how they're doing it. It's kind of like a bait, almost in a sense, to try to do better than everyone else. It's the competitive side of people, you know. They're trying to eat into that. I mean, you could argue I'm going a little bit too much into it, but do note these are companies that are trying to make as much money as they can, so they're going to try to find ways to do that. So, just food for thought, man. Food for thought. Anyway, aside from that, like it's a pandemic happening right now. You shouldn't be spending money on a mobile game right now. Aside from me, who decides to still have money, but go a little bit small in a certain Epic 7 mobile game. But but I've been trying to save up, man. I've been not trying to spend, so yeah. Aside from that, we're gonna get Angel, Kirito, Klein, and the Chill. I don't think so. I think they said like this last Angel banner is gonna be the last banner for Angel, or the Niblian Purgatory characters. And that's something also to know if you haven't noticed yet, or kind of noticed during the 6-star generation, is they go like story. They have like certain stories that branch for several months, and they have certain characters for it. For instance, the demon characters for the 6-star era. It's the same thing as the angel characters right now for the Purgatory. Bandai, spend money during this pandemic, please. Who needs food or other essentials? Pretty much. Yeah. And I think that's one thing gacha games should realize, is that right now is not the best time to try to be a gacha game. Like, I mean, people should be smart enough, but they should, honestly, every single mobile game should be doing something right now due to the the virus. I don't want to say it due to monetization, even though I don't even have monetization anyway. The virus that shall not be named. There should be something they should give. You know?
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down with that.
But instead, they just have a notice saying, oh yeah, we won't be able to instantly respond to things because of the virus.
Yeah.
That's all. And they say SARS 2. It's like, it's not really SARS 2, but okay. I mean, maybe in Japan I could see that. I mean, then again, mostly Taiwan had to deal with that. But we're done talking about that stuff. Anyway.
Okay, so like the Austin banner for the not only that's Austin, the limited time Austin. Was that like the first time they had ever delayed a banner release due to an issue? Like they didn't even like shut down the game for maintenance. It like just didn't drop in time. It dropped like 3 hours after.
The Austin banner?
Mm-hmm. The Austin banner and the event.
I didn't even realize actually that they did that.
I was up and I was waiting for it, and it didn't drop, and I was like, "Well," because it normally drops for me at is it like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Then it dropped into like 4 a.m. for me.
Huh. I did not notice that. If they did, I probably would not know. Honestly, I would not know. But they haven't really. The only time I remember they did like a maintenance was so long ago. You would have been at least still doing content for SAO MD back then. So that's the only time I could think. No, not this. Not any Austin I could think of. It's like it was some event so long ago that they had to do maintenance. But it was way back when. It wasn't during this generation of 6 stars. Anyway, I bet there's some stupid people railing right now. I mean, people with money are for sure, or people that are stupid, definitely. Or people that are that right now need help to not spend, and it's just the whole addiction side of things. Aside from that, SARS or Sword Art Online Rising Seal. Okay. Due to Sword Art Online Rising Steel, we're having a pandemic. Okay. No, the pandemic is the game. Oh, really? Okay, don't buy the game. It will get you infected. Yeah, aside from that, not much else to note when it comes to the whole maintenance thing. That's the only time I could think of they actually had to do maintenance, but it didn't last too long. If you were to just sleep in and then normally play the game instead of waiting for a banner, then it wouldn't have been much of an issue.
Like for me, I just so happened to be up and I was like, oh, this banner's dropped, and I was already re-rolling, and I was waiting for it, and everybody in Discord was like, where's the banner at? I'm like, yeah, I'm with you guys. Like I thought it was, I'm not sure because it's been a while since I've been around since the banner dropped, but I wasn't sure if they changed the times or something or what have you, but yeah, it just like didn't drop on time. It drops like 3 hours later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that, or try to, or maybe see if it happens again. But it might have been due to, like they said, about the virus issue that's currently. So, well, aside from that, like the surprise banner Uji just came out of nowhere. I'm still like completely surprised by that. Like, I don't know why they instantly decided, okay, here you go, banner, and Ujio. But let's go over the 2 birthday banners. Might as well. I mean, I don't go over bait banners or banners that don't have new characters. So, you know what, while with McGiggles here and what he thinks, let's go over these 2 birthday banners and say if you should go for them or not. And go through each unit. Because why not? Like I said, I'm probably never going to go over these banners. Argo trolled me again. I scouted on the last raid up, and now I have a total of 9 record crystals. Oh boy, that definitely is a troll from her. Poor Husky. Anyway, so if they show every unit, hopefully 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like they do. So we're gonna go with the Alice banner first, because that was out for some time already. Breaking the Seal Alice, Grand Blossoming Alice, we have the Wandering Integrity Knight Alice, we have the Together with Amori Alice, and then we have the Steamy View Alice. And 2, 3, 4 swords and 1 dual blade. Yeah. Okay, well, from what I remember, the Grand Blossoming Alice is defense down. I use her from time to time. I probably would use her for any Earth ranking events due to her defense down, because I got all 3 of those defense down units, so she's a good one. I don't remember about the Wandering Integrity Knight. I don't remember what she does, but
she's a mitigation.
Oh, both of them? So Together with Amari was the limited Alice, limited time Alice, which I guess they brought back for the this event because she attacks with a Mari and she's also a mitigation.
Oh, okay, no, that's what I was talking about. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember our notes about. Let me actually look it up because I can look it up on Google, and Google's usually good about what I'm talking about. Wandering Integrity Knight. Oh, it looks like I already did some time ago. Okay. If they show anything banner-wise. Oh, okay, so it's HP Auto Recovery. And MP Link, and that's pretty much it. So, Floor Event Unit. Pretty much. Also, I could look on the database, but whatever. Okay, so mitigation, HP Auto Barrier. I would say Alice is really good. Breaking the Seal and okay, what was this one again? Spy mode also. I think this might be the. Maybe no, I don't think it's the anniversary. You know what? Let's just go to the database because I can. And I think that'd be actually a lot easier because we can go through each unit. Jolion's MP Link and HP. Yeah. We already got through that. Let's see. Characters. Swords. Holy. If that will work. Okay, I already did Holy. I should not have done Holy. I should have done Earth. Alice breaking the shield. Oh, she's another limited, but I think, yeah, it was the anime. Yeah, it was the anime climax special scout. I don't think she was limited per se. She has buff crit for team and HP restoration for self, and the trackling hit thing that does 14 hit.
So I actually had her way back when she first came out, and she was a decent unit. The Dragon Circle was nice. In terms of ranking event, it really didn't do much, just because other units could pretty much overpower. So their DPS is decent. Like other units that you get from Earth, from the Earth banners, have a little better DPS. So her tracking circular in terms of combo, it really didn't. It kind of put her on par with everybody else, per se. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing she really had going for it was the HP recovery. Like the tracking circular was nice to build combo, but it didn't really have that great of effect as everybody was thinking it was.
Even with the buff crit, she's not as good.
She's a decent unit, I would say. But that's coming from back then. I can only imagine how much she's like depreciated since I've been gone.
Well, I'm thinking like she could be a good support, but that's pretty much it. She's not there for damage, but for support.
Right. Definitely for support.
Okay, then we have the, like I said, the defense down, Alice. I don't know if you remember her or not.
No, I definitely wasn't that around for this one.
That's the crossing, yeah. It was like the second or third banner after the anniversary. So, she has HP restoration by herself and debuff defense. I forgot about the HP regeneration, but it makes them really good to heal, and pretty much for every event for as a support and to survive with.
What would you prefer? Healing like over time, or having the instant heal, or you just get a huge chunk of your HP back?
For me, I guess it depends upon what you're going to do. Like if it was against enemies, like the Forkland event against only enemies, then I would say HP over time. But if it was against bosses, I would argue HP instantly would be better. That's my thought process. But both could work. But with the whole HP over time, you might have to wait a little bit just to get HP back to go back into it. If you're going like Forkland event wise. Right. For the HP generation, you don't really necessarily have to. Because you can't rate anyway.
I'm kind of with you on that. Like, for, Forkland events, in terms, it depends on your skill at the game.
If you're able to avoid the boss and you just need that extra little HP to get you going throughout, I think the HP over time would be very helpful. In terms of clearing mobs, the HP recovery, like the instant recovery, is definitely helpful in case you're just getting bodied. You spam it as a 3 and, get all your HP back.
And I guess it depends upon the situation, how good with the game, because we just kind of went vice versa there, and I like both of them. I like both of them, but I feel like HP restoration is better, but that also depends upon what you're also having. Like, for instance, if it was like with barrier or mitigation, it works. I mean, mitigation gives HP. The whole bow thing, I don't know, what would you call mitigation with the HP? Unhumidity? I don't know.
With, like,
The bow.
the mitigation with the bow.
Yeah, because the bow gives mitigation for Alice, the newest Alice. But, or any other, It'd be hard to say what name you would give it, but
Right.
you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
So it depends upon what other skills the unit has. Like, if it was barrier, I would say HP instantly would be better, but
Definitely.
in a
I mean,
situation,
like,
it depends upon the boss too, and what you. Yeah, there's a lot of ifs,
because like if you have HP, if you recover HP instantly and you have barrier high, let's say if you're back on like fighting boss or like on the fortune event, and you get hit like really hard, you have a barrier to get you back on feet in case you do make another mistake. The barriers can soak it up, and you basically have a fresh start because you've pretty much recovered almost all your HP off that one SS3.
Yeah, that's
So
why I feel like something like in that instance, HP instantly would be better.
Right.
Okay, then we have the Wandering Knight Alice, which is similar to the first Alice, except she doesn't have track lean. She's just holy, and she has only crossing skill. But I don't know why she's but she's
She has auto regen of HP, which I think, man, I really wish I could stay in this game. All these Alices. The SS3. Okay, let's see what our combo hit is.
I'm
So
trying
she does,
to find Alice right now. Because I'm on the database right now. I'm trying to find Alice.
So she has auto HP recovery, so she's gonna recover over time. She does teleport behind the enemy instantly at the beginning of her SS3. A 15 hit combo. And I'm not exactly sure what her skill link is, if it's like HP or not HP, but like MP or attack. And I feel it's not clear. Hold on one second. So it's MP. So she has MP link.
Yeah, MP Link, she has 15 hit combo, 3.6 seconds in SS3 time.
That's not bad. Then like real time is like 1 second in terms of fighting a boss.
But it could be just a little bit faster, depending upon, especially in the ranked event setting, but you probably wouldn't use her in a ranked event setting, because she's only HP, auto recovery, and that's about it.
So not too much going for her. I think she would seem to be a decent unit. Is the ultra fast dual blade hero with max combo still have one of the fastest SS series in the game?
Not sure. But
I remember that was big talk back then when he first came out.
I would argue that maybe I can't remember what the Kirito's name was, but I have him and I still consider him. He's like a support Kirito that does lots of damage. He's the only dual blade character that can reach 9k with a sorcery, which is the rate 5 of sorcery. Yo, talking about rate 5 of sorceries, there's like 3 of them now. 3 different ones, but you kind of get the gist. And I think he might have the fastest due to how dual blades go faster with higher combo. Okay, so together with Olmari has HP restoration and damage mitigation, aka mitigation. We're just gonna call it mitigation. I guess we could just say damage mitigation for the bow, and then have mitigation if it has healing. Yeah, My Hero Kirito is what I was talking about. But he's not 6.5, he's a 6-star. But anyway.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, going back to us saying about Amari, what do you think about that? Just mitigation. And
in terms of mitigation, it looks like Amari has a huge AoE in terms of Alice too. Does that unit have the link ability at all?
Yeah. All these units have crossing effect,
Okay.
crossing link.
Because I can't really pair it up with Kirtle. So when you're spamming your SS3, or when you're in a character, you can switch into another character. She isn't able to link with the Kirtle she's with, so I can't really see what kind of link ability she actually possesses.
I mean, she is. Let me see, because it says she has MP link, and she can She can link with any Earth unit.
Okay.
So she can be using any Earth team. Amari thick. Oh boy.
My hero Kirtle.
My hero, Kirito, fighting down bosses whenever he goes to lunch. Anyway, so I think it's not bad. Another Flurkin event unit.
For mitigation, I would say it's pretty good. I would say she has really good mitigation, or not mitigation, in terms of AoE and with the MP link ability, especially if you have mitigation, you're just going to either switch into or double SS3 back into, or triple SS3 back into Alice, and you're going to be building MP off, which should be able to keep the other character pretty healthy in terms of MP. So
well, the only issue with that is the other character has to be MP link to give her MP link. If it was like a different crossing effect, it won't. It's the first one you go with. Whoever you choose first for the SS3 will give that link.
So you can't have two links at the same time.
Yeah, you can only have one.
Okay. So I guess like that does kind of hinder you. On paper, she does sound pretty good. In regards of like not, I wouldn't say like a ranked event character, because normally mitigation units have lower DPS and stuff. In the most part, because they're more or less used for like 4-pointering and other stuff.
Yep.
So I would say she seems pretty appealing if you ask me.
Okay, then the last one is the Steamy View Alice. Sword Dual Blade. She's like the other steamy summer units. I say some units. The bath time units, which is during the fall. They always have barrier, they tend to do, so these three have barrier. I mean, there's Tease, Ronnie, and her. She has attack up for crossing link and HP restoration, so she's both barrier and HP restoration, which, oh yeah, I forgot about the whole HP restoration for them. But I would say this would be the best unit out of all of them, because 1, she's a dual blade, 2, she's barrier. Barrier is like honestly one of the 3 best skills in the game, probably the best, because you can spam and not worry about ranked event.
Right. She has like an accessory similar to like Susumu Yuki, which is really nice. Especially if you have barrier. It kind of keeps the enemy from really like trying to lock onto you, especially if you're spamming your SS3 in mid attack. Because sometimes the boss will actually turn around to latch onto you if you spam your SS3. So I feel like that's a little user friendly. Does have barrier. She doesn't have double barrier, does she?
I think, yeah, nowadays it's not really skills, it's mostly the crossing skills that get buffed when you upgrade them. So I don't think so. I think it's just a single barrier for her.
I think Alice is pretty good. Especially having the attack link. Double, or 1 barrier, 15 net combo. I mean, by then, you're already attacking at full speed. You're going to be nuking with that Alice.
Yeah, and another thing to note is she can also do it with any other fire type. She could be in any other fire team because she can do it with any other fire type with the additional attacks, so even more damage.
I think she's pretty good.
For me, if I had to go through each unit, I would say the Steamy View Alice and the Grand Blossoming Alice, the 2 units you want to go for, mostly due in parts that Alice can be a really nice defense down units, because there's not that many defense down units, I think, right now. At least this for the 6.5 units. It's mostly buff, not debuff, and then we have Alice, which could be done in any team, and also has barriers, so she could be used in any events and be really good if you know what you're doing.
Okay, I can agree with that.
The other units are more, I feel like, floor clean event. Honestly, I don't really see too much use in other events.
Yeah, because you're mainly, because once you get to the point of you like really getting tryhard in the ranked events, you should have enough characters to really work on the four core events with your set characters, whether they have like HP recovery. Like I'm sure you're gonna come across. So in regards to mitigation, the demand isn't as high
Anymore?
Yeah, to the extent.
Yeah, because something also to note is the amount of 4-stars and 5-stars you can get. You're likely going to get a mitigation from a 4-star or 5-star units, and especially now that a decent amount of the healing units or mitigation units can now be upgraded to 5-star due to the whole revival event. I would definitely agree on the whole mitigation is not as needed as it was before, but certain units will love it. Like if you're gonna do an Asuna, I feel like needs it because there's not that many Asunas that have mitigation for event challenges.
Because we have the 4-star stars and stripes Asuna that we got from way back when, before the second anniversary, and it came out with like all the 5 Kyritos because you had the Kirito in there, you had the Boshinon, the Wind Boshinon. They're all in kimonos, for the most part. And the Asunos in like American like tank top and short shorts attire and stuff. So besides that Asuna, I don't really know of another mitigation Asuna. There could be one. I could be wrong.
Well, I mean the recent one. I think there might be more, but for me, I don't really have any other mitigation Asunas. Like if I tried to go for this Asuna because it was a mitigation Asuna, and would not mind getting her for clearing events, but that's pretty much it. Because like I said, I'm not too much worried about ranking events, and I'm mostly, if I can, focusing on ranking guild Forkun events. So I eventually will get back into the whole Forkun event grind and challenges. But I could definitely also say I've gotten really better with the Forkun event bosses as well. I mean, if you remember my rage against those Minotaurs, those guys back when are monsters, but nowadays I know how to deal with them. They're not much of an issue. Okay, so aside from the Alice birthday banner, I might go for it, to be honest. We have the Ujio banner, which, because he has a lot less banners, a lot less characters are crossing effect, which does kind of suck.
A lot more of these characters, with all honesty.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Unwavering Commitments, Ujio. Okay, so... okay. So this one is switch attack buff. So it's the single attack buff, but it's high. And,
right, it's combination attack buff.
Yeah, and he's not... I just spam against the Minotaur now. Okay. Interesting. But, yeah, I mean, nowadays you can do that, which is kind of weird to think about, just how powerful units have gone. But he's not crossing skill. He is just a single 6-star, and it's buff attack single, which I could say the buff attack single is really good, but due to the
really back then.
Yeah, but due to how the meta is now, he's lost his use, but he can still be used. If you need a really high buff unit, he could be your guy. He could be useful due to that buff, the high attack buff.
Because upon second wind break, you can increase his attack buff for his combination partner even more, which made him really nice. I had him and the Kirito for that banner, and actually before I quit playing that game, that Kirito that was from this banner really carried. Like, he helped so much just because of that combination. So combination attack buff have much more priority in terms of increased attack buff versus team attack buff. And when you increase that to begin with, it just goes through the roof, with all honesty.
Yeah. So he's not bad. It might be hard to find use for him in the current meta and future meta.
True.
But if you do end up using him, he could be a nice support unit. Okay. Now we have the one that I really like. The Oath Sword Ujio. And you have him too, if I'm correct. He's the skill damage Earth Ujio. I mean, not Earth, Wind.
Yeah, he has guaranteed crit upon SS3 upon second limit break, auto switch. He does move behind enemy near the end of his SS3, which isn't bad. 15 hits if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah, 15 hits. Yeah, it's 15 hits. Yeah.
He was stupid good when he first came out. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still not used to this new meta, so I'm not sure how these characters would fare. In terms of
Continue on.
no, you can go ahead.
Because I was about to say is that he can still be used, ironically enough, because of his Switch SS3 and his skill damage. You could use that to damage or spam with and have him be the spammer and just do lots of damage due to his crit with damage. And then you could use, when you parry, you usually use the 6 stars mostly. But the only issue is MP. So it depends upon the boss and when you spam and such like that. And due to him having Switch SS3, that gives him a lot of use even with today's meta, I would say. But he
adds a lot of versatility.
Yeah, but the only issue is he might lack in DPS due to the whole crossing skill effect, and he might be a little bit slower due to it. It just depends upon, I feel like, the ranking event itself. There might be some use in some ranking events, but not a lot. Okay. But yeah, aside from that, I know there's the Kirito one, but I feel like he's a lot better due to him having more of an AoE.
Ujio Kirito.
Ujio.
Okay. I always liked the Ujio. I just, I had another account that I ended up sticking with, and I only had the Kirito one, and the Kirito was something else. So I can only imagine how the Alice and that Ujio actually fared in terms of all the ranking events, what kind of havoc they wreaked.
I remember when it was Rage for Defense Cristo Caputo Lord and he used him. Which was aside from his spelling, I don't really remember too much, honestly. But when using him during that event. But anyway, the next one is Oath the Sword Ujio, which is the first crossing skill unit. He is the anniversary Ujio, by the way. He's the first one Ujio of this generation with MP Link, and that's pretty much it. He has 13 hit as well. There's nothing much else to say about him. If you need a water crossing skill unit, if you really don't have that many, then you can use him. He only additional attacks with Kirito.
So he's pretty much bare bones.
Yeah, he's pretty much bare bones. I still use at least Kirito more than Ujio with the defense down version of him, which was like a few banners later. And it still did the same crossing skill with the same units, except Alice. Alice couldn't really do it with the first Ujio and Kirito because obviously Alice wasn't in that banner. But yeah, that's the general strat I've been doing. Plus, I have his rate 5. No, I think it's actually is it his or the defense down one, which I think is this one. Yeah, this is the defense down one. So we'll get to him next, but I usually tend to use the other Ujio and Kirito, and I think that's what we're going to be doing for the guild ranking event, honestly, because I feel that's probably my best play, the most amount of damage I can do, but we'll see. We'll see. That's mostly due in fact that the boss is holy, and I'm trying to use dark, but you don't really necessarily need to. But it's just something to think about. Nothing much else to say. Let's continue on, like I said, to defense down Ujio. So his is pretty much, I think, instead of MP Link, let's just make sure. This is the Blooming Blue Rose Glacier. Interesting name. So pretty much, he has HP restoration, debuff down, and attack up Link. So way better version of the original we just went through. And like I said, I like to use him with like I said, the original Kirito. What's your thoughts on this, Ujo?
You said the attack link, right?
Attack up Link. He has defense down and attack up Link with HP
Not bad.
recovery.
I think defense down and HP recovery is a fair staple to have.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? 13 hit combo?
16.
I think I might. 16 hit combo? Oh, I'm off. Wait, 16 hit combo. Man. Okay. It makes my job like all that much harder. Because I don't know much about these units. Well, you said you had the Alice, right?
I have all three of them.
Okay. How would you rate this video personally? 'Cause you said you use them quite a bit.
I use them due to Max Limit breaking the anniversary units, and I used him with Kirito because that was possible. I was able to get additional attack. He is pretty much just an upgraded version of the Ujo we just talked about. I would say he's a good support unit. Really good, of course, non-ranking event-wise because of HP recovery. But ranking event-wise, attack up and defense down. Well, I mean, attack up for his Link. So that could be a really good offensive set. I guess the only issue is the combination characters he can do. He's only limited to Alice and Kirito. That does limit him greatly. But if you have the option to use him with an Alice or a Kirito, he could be a really good support unit.
Okay. So just like you were saying, just a buff version of the 3rd anniversary Yujo.
Yeah.
Almost said Kirito. So having debuff and HP recovery, I think that's a fair staple. As a support character, I could definitely see that. Having debuff and HP, I'm not sure how big of a nuker he would possibly be.
I mean, do know
I'm sure
he
there's
has
other
the attack up. So if you were going to use him first, you'd be also giving you and your partner attack up at the same time defensing down the boss. So that's how I kind of see him, is that just, I would say, depending upon the other unit, that could be a really big nuke for at least one of your units anyway. And that's the thing about this generation, is you can have a nuke with a support and just wreak havoc.
Right, because all you need is like that buff ability, like the debuff ability or the attack buff. Like that's all you really need from them, and they offer it.
Yep. But like I said, you'd be losing on additional attack if you don't use Alice or Kirito with him. But at the same time, sometimes it's better that you just need to use them, and you can still do good. You just be losing out on some damage. It just depends upon the ranking event and what units you're using. Okay, and then the last Kirito, which actually kind of looks dope, I'm not gonna lie, he actually looks dope with his idle animation, is Ujo Wish for Happiness, which is a dark sword. He is from the New Year's event. There is Tease with him. He can additional attack with any other dark unit. He has crit rate up for Link, and he buffs crit damage for Team. So he's pretty much a crit machine.
Okay.
Honestly, if I actually got him, I'll probably go for this banner just to get him. But then again, I have Tease, so I don't really need to per se. I could use Tease instead.
I definitely gotta say their Link animation is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Or they're paddling both the little birdie around.
Yeah.
So crit. In terms of he doesn't have guaranteed crit or 100% crit.
No. It's just crit rate up and crit damage. Not like buff. It's buffs, not actual skill damage or anything like that. It's just a buff for crit damage for his Nojo skill.
In terms of ranked events, I would definitely say he'd be a pretty good pick if the boss is, like certain bosses are like, you need debuff or attack buff or, you need stun and stuff. If you definitely come across a boss in terms where you would need more crit for, this would definitely be, I think, would be a solid stable. Just having both bosses on at the same time, I could definitely see that being fairly helpful.
And I like his art animation. He actually looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And you can use him in any dark team. So he's not a bad dark unit to use.
I would vouch for that too.
So for me, the betterest of the units, due to the meta and probably the best ranking events, I would say the better of the ones you want to go for would be, of course, the Wish for Happiness Ujio we just talked about, and the Defense Down Ujio, because he's good for supports. I mean, I would put Ujio higher, but because he doesn't have that crossing link effect, he's kind of like below the two, but higher and a lot higher than the other two. But maybe I would put both the single attack up and the skill damage probably together. Or maybe, I don't know. That's how I think in my mind. It's like, they're not good enough due to them not having the crossing effect to them, sadly. But if they did, they probably would be a lot higher. Maybe better than the units we have right now. Maybe. Depending. It's situational. I would say Ujio might be the best from this banner if you do go for it, and that's probably what you want to aim for.
Right, I'm with you on that. Just because, like, the unworthy Ujio, he kind of lacks in a lot of the new meta stuff. Like, he was good back then. I just, how he would fare now is kind of questionable. Especially the win Ujio, only having the guaranteed crit and the auto switch going for him. He isn't really a team player. He's just there to nuke.
Yeah.
And to fake switch with. I'm not sure how the fake switch, ability is still faring up. I know it was very, very helpful back in the day. I still have a lot of questions as to what the fake switch is capable with the link ability. So yeah, definitely the last two, the debuff and the crit rate up and attack buff, Yu-Gi-Oh.
The thing about so going to what you're asking, the bunny girl characters about the one I was talking about like last month has it, and this month has it with Alice. I don't think they're as powerful anymore as they used to be. I think I don't know. I don't know if I haven't seen anyone try to do that. Like, what was it? Trying to get like many more SS3s in than the game should allow you to. That I'm trying to think what it was. The main term
right, because
is.
Before I quit, there was that win rank event. I'm sure you remember this, where you remember the cosplay Asuna that came back out like way back when that cosplayed with Leafa. That win rank event where you utilized her fake switch ability, and I think it was somebody else. You were able to get a 5-second run in terms of the rank event. It was absolutely broken. Like you can just see the potential within the fake switch ability. It's just like, how did it hold up? That's the main question.
Yeah, but due to you using 2 units at once, that's kind of fallen off in a sense. Because the only use I say for switch is if you need to use a specific unit that you. I mean, then again, you would use the same unit anyway because you can just choose 2 characters at once when you do it. So it's kind of like there's really no point to the switch SS3 in a sense, aside from if you just want to use that unit for spam, but you're not on that unit. You know, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's not as useful as it once was. That's my thought process.
Because the more I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure, because ever since that whole 5-second run, they had nerfed and buffed the bosses and stuff. A great deal.
Yeah.
You would want to use your S3s in terms of not more or less spamming, but more or less against the weak points or areas where you can spam, you're going to get away with. So like the fake switch, if you fake switch, there's 3 SS3s gone already. And if you initiate it beforehand or after, only 2 of those SS3s, at best case scenario, are going to hit weak point at the very beginning. That means you would have to spam ahead of time to initiate it. So it was good back then, just as long as you had the DPS, the raw DPS, to back up until the boss went. So
it's just
I'm not sure.
Nowadays. That's not. I don't think is really the case.
So yeah, it does seem like they kind of depreciated that in terms of that whole ability, because that was like the god holy ability.
Yeah.
That was the banner.
Yeah. I could definitely say that was the case, but Okay, I do want to go through one more banner before we kind of end the stream off here with the scout, because I'm tempted to do one of the scouts. I think we're gonna go with the Alice banner. Yeah, I mean, then I don't know. I kind of want to go for the Dark Ugio. I think, you know, we'll just have you guys pick it up. But before then, I want to go through one more banner, which is the Selection Scout, because that's another one that I don't think we'll go over. So we already went through Alice, which is a barrier. And Ronnie is the same case. I don't want to do this, but with the recent bow that came out, mitigation barrier.
That would be crazy.
With healing.
That'd be crazy.
That is a reality right now with Ronnie. This flushed skin Ronnie.
I didn't even think about that, to be honest. So, in theory, she would be an unstoppable force in the full crit events.
Because she's also a bow, she can stay away from the boss or enemy and just spam.
Right. Like, alright, I'm gonna check out how far she can spam her SS3 from. Whether she has, like, close range or global range.
I think she goes into the air. I don't remember. I think it's like she throws stuff in the air and then teleports behind. I think it's how it went.
She has really far. Like, she's kind of like Sakia. She kind of stays put for a minute, and then she teleports behind the enemy. She has fairly good range. I think her just being a bow unit, being able to pick away at the enemy from a distance, and then just spam the SS3, all you have mitigation and barrier.
Yeah. Yeah, Husky, any...
spamming machine.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was talking to Husky. Oh, do you have anything to say? No?
No, you're okay.
No, I'm talking about my stepdad. He's... Just a sec. I'll talk to him. I'll get over... I'll talk about that Husky real quick. But yeah, just a sec. I'm gonna... Can I mute myself? Yeah. What?
Why hasn't that mess on the stove been dealt with before you even started that?
I just haven't really got around to it.
Alright, we'll try and get it done sometime.
Yeah, I'm almost done here, so I will. Okay, sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
So that I think I was still on live on chat. My bad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was just I haven't really gotten around to cleaning. So anyway, so bow mitigation. Yes, the bow can give, in a sense, damage mitigation. We're gonna call it damage mitigation for now. Mitigation would be with healing. Damage mitigation would just be only with damage. So in a sense, it pretty much gives any bow unit mitigation. I'm assuming that's the case since it says that on the bow. I don't think it's limited to a certain character at all. It'd be kind of weird. I mean, even then, if it even limited to certain something, it would still be really good.
Right. As long as you feel within that thin line of requirements, I think even then would still be good. But I think it's still good to go with any bow character. And then it being fitting for Ronnie because she's a fire bow, I think that's like the ultimate setup in terms of like the tankiest character you could possibly come across with.
The issue, though, is that's assuming you have the bow. I don't want to do that with characters because that's like assuming... Like, I'm just going to assume that you don't have any weapons at all. Or maybe you have every single weapon in the game. But we're not worried about weapons. We're worried about the characters themselves. So, of course, Ronnie's the same deal as Alice, as well as T. So if you don't know if you've seen her yet or not. Did I get all three of them? No, I got Ronnie and T's, not Alice. So I have her. I'm tempted to maybe go for the weapon scout, but maybe I'll exchange instead. I'll see about maybe exchanging for that bow, but I might actually go for the bow instead of the sword. I know I like both weapons. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, so yeah, that's Ronnie in a nutshell. It's just pretty much the same deal: barrier and HP recovery, but as a bow. Then we have. Continue on.
No, you're on.
No. I was just about to get to the next character. If you have anything else to say about...
I don't know. I just feel like it's like super overkill for Ronnie because like she has a really good base set with barrier and HP recovery. If you took away barrier and you added that bow,
she basically just becomes mitigation. So with that whole Daryl, she becomes just a normal mitigation with barrier. In regards to that, I mean, when you really think about it on pen and paper, mitigation really tanky as it is, and they don't really need a barrier per se, just to soak up one extra hit. But by then, you already spend your SS3s.
True,
so
true.
in regards of everything, the bow is nice to have. If you just have like a normal HP recovery, or not even that, just like a normal bow unit like the Alice, the mitigation will make them fairly tanky, and you'll always spend more SS3s and stuff. So I feel like it would be super overkill not to think about it on that. Wait, what's her name? I always forget her name. Is it Ronnie?
Yeah, Ronnie.
Okay, on Ronnie. Always mix up T and Ronnie for some reason. But I don't know. Okay, so like when you think about it, I feel like it's overkill. Would I say it's worth it just to scout for that Ronnie and the bow? I wouldn't per se. I think the bow is good on itself as well as Ronnie. I don't think they really need each other. Although it would make it like super overkill.
Yeah.
I feel like they're okay at part.
Like, that alone just makes me kind of like, dude, no, I don't really want to scout. Just exchange for it, see if I can. Because we
I
got...
think the bow's good, yeah.
Anyway, next is Red Ringed Goddess Yuki, or God Yuki. She has MP Link, and she has this charge skill. But the difference in the charge skill is if you charge it, you get MP back.
Okay, so I was never a fan of the charge skill when it first came out. It came out off of the...
Oh yeah, it actually is not.
Sleeping with
Okay,
Azur.
so to make my mistake change, it's not gives MP back. It reduces required MP.
Oh, it's only 50. Wait, hold on. 50 MP for her 3. So if you fully charge it, it takes less MP. It just takes more time. Oh.
Yes.
So that makes sense. In that regard, I was never a fan of the charge skill because I could never really work them out in my favor, and I don't think I've ever really seen anybody really push the limit of pure charge skill. I've never seen anybody do it. I've seen them use it every once in a while, but even then, it's like minor chip damage, and they don't really get the full charge off. So, and plus it takes more MP if you fully charge it. So having it reduced, I think it really helps the status of the whole charge skill ability. Just what are your thoughts on the charge skill ability?
I think I kind of go along as you say. I never really used it. I kind of hated it, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest.
Pointless feature. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Pointless.
I understand where they went with it, but I still don't find it that good. It's there, it kind of works in favor for this regular because you want as much MP as you need, but at the same time you're wasting time to do that. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of the crossing start to charge skill, but I don't know. Maybe if they added more buffs to it, I could maybe see use to it, but at this moment in time, I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of it. Maybe if I get one with this change, then maybe I'll change my mind. Depends upon the unit, honestly, in the ranking event.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one. I even if I had it, I had a lot of units that had the charge skill ability, and not once did I ever use them during a ranked event or something like that. Maybe for like extra chip damage or like, oh yeah, just one SS3, but oh, maybe add the charge just to kill that boss a little quicker. It's I didn't really see it useful. So in regards to this whole meta, in terms of spamming SS3, it takes time for you to charge it. So you're losing that time, the extra time that you would be putting in terms of DPS. So I'm not sure how the DPS for the fully charged SS3 would affect the time that you wasted to charge it. I don't know if it would, make up for that lost time, or what have you. Like, I've never really seen the benefit of it. So personally, I can only really see this unit being good for maybe the cross. Personally, that's my opinion.
And that's only for MP Link. And they can do it with... Yeah, and then they can also do it with any other fire unit. So, they're good for any fire team, but... maybe not the best unit. They might not use it for the chart skill. They might just. I mean, then again, we'll see. Who knows? There may be some people that do every so once in a while, but yeah, it's kind of one of those like iffy. Most people don't use type. Right. Okay, next one is the Divine Sword of the Guardian Asuna, another God unit. So God Asuna. Let me find her real quick. She is Earth unit. Let me see if I can actually find her. I didn't really like these units too much. They're fan service, pretty much. These God units are pretty much just fan service to me. So this is another one of those crit units, but for Earth. It's kind of like how Ujio was, but instead of Dark, Earth. She could be used in any team. Crit rate uplink and crit damage for team. Buff crit damage for team.
Okay. But I'm looking at them all right now. So in regards to you, Joe, I know we did say who'd be pretty good in terms of that. So basically, just like an Earth version of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the main aspect of the whole crit ability.
There's nothing much else to say. Next one is pretty much same deal, but for silica as a bow instead of a dagger. I mean, if I can actually get to the page. Yeah, it's pretty much just the same deal. It's just with a bow and a silica.
Okay.
Nothing much else to note. They're there. But I feel like they're maybe a lot better units than that, if I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I do want to talk about a little bit about EG and Yuna, because these two banners were really good, and they were pretty much bait for people before the banner to spend their diamonds and then have to pay to summon on the banner. I mean, I did anyway, but that was because it's a collab. But I don't know if I already talked about this to you yet, but they're a lot better than these last two limit banners that we've gotten, this Asuna and Kirito. And mostly due in fact that they're both barrier with HP regeneration. They have MP Link, and they can work with any other water unit.
Okay, that sounds really good. Yeah.
Also, MP, they have a BMG. I honestly say the BMG for them is a lot better.
You like the what was it? Catch the Moment a lot better than Crossing Field.
I'm not too sure what it was again. I don't know if they really say. They don't really say on the sites. I don't think he has 0 seconds in his SS3.
0 seconds?
Yeah, it's a typo for EG. But it says it has 0 seconds. Same thing for Yuna. It's like, not really. But that'd be kind of cool.
That would be insane. Reminds me of that, what unit was it? It was the Celestial Yuki that came out way back when. The fastest S3 in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was even like a full second. It was like a 4-hit combo, too.
You know, I'm gonna save my diamonds, because, I mean, I would love to scout, but I don't at the same time. And I don't know, do I really want to try to... Update is available. Getting data will now... Oh, really?
Yeah, I just got that, too.
Okay.
So the month is still young. Like, you have until the 16th.
Yeah.
Or the 15th at earliest to scout before the birthday banners go. And then you have till the end of the month for the other banners, for the Asuna and the Asuna and Alice, as well as the 4 banner, the selection scout. So you have plenty of time if you wanted to make up your mind.
Yeah. I think mostly just due in fact that I don't want to, because I want to save my diamonds. Is there another new scout? Don't tell me there's another new scout. No. I don't know why I decided to exclamation mark scout, but no. Okay, that was weird. But mostly due in fact that it's like I would like some of these units, but at the same time I don't need them. I have units I could deal with. And the weapons I would love to exchange, but that's a lot of materials I have to exchange for to get them. And it's like, I don't have the diamonds. I want to, because let me actually check the weapon info. Decreases incoming damage during skills used. And then, of course, I like Austin's because it's NP recovery rate upgraded. And it's like, they're not bad. I really want them. But I should wait. I'm going to wait because the weapon scout's going to last until the end of the month. So I can see if this is a running trend. Or if this will just disappear for some reason. And it's just because this is an important storyline, or just like an important event that they wanted to do. Something along the lines of that. You could argue that these units are the April Fool's units, in a sense.
It could be. It could be just like an April thing. Or like at the end of this month, and all of a sudden they'll be gone, like no more third skill or something. Although I think it's a nice attachment. They could get really carried away with it if they really wanted to, adding like increased damage or increased crit, even though the weapons already have like 12% crit and stuff.
Yeah.
Or increased movement upon SS3 or something like that, or increased attack speed. I think they could get some really crazy things going on with these weapons. So, in regard to that, personally, if I were on a budget, I would probably wait. I would probably wait to see what the end of this month has in terms of weapons, because you never know. Like you said, it could be April Fools if they are if they are going to continue it. Because if they are, you have a chance to pick like the element or the skill or a different skill that you want, and you could have possibly scouted on that instead of the current ones. But who honestly knows? Because when I first logged in, I thought when I first got back into this game, I was like, oh, the weapons have third skills all of a sudden, and I didn't realize this was the first banner to have it. And the Asana's weapon has, you recover 1,000 HP upon every parry you get.
I thought it was MP.
Insane. Oh, no, it's HP.
Really? I thought, because I said MP recovery, right? Let me see.
Which is crazy, like 1,000 HP on top of a mitigation that, it's a really good weapon to have on it for a mitigation.
Okay. HP recovery. Okay, gotcha. I thought it said MP, but no, it's HP.
That'd be really cool. Well, that's like the Shoeblade characters or whatever. Certain ones, at least, they recover HP or MP on every parry, which it's like only like 5 MP every parry, but it's still something.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't think it's as good as the other two, but it's there to know.
It's there if you need it, but I don't think you really will.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say. I think it's about time we end the stream off here. It's lunchtime. It's almost 1, by the way. It is almost 1. So,
ready for work.
Yeah. So we are going to end off the stream here. So if you guys did enjoy watching the stream today, listening to me talk with our guest, McGiggles, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, /follow. Check him out. He did say he was starting back playing SAO MD. So maybe in the future we'll see some new videos and possibly see about joining the Mobile Gaming News Discord and maybe write some articles. Who knows? But aside from that, thank you all for watching. Have a nice day. You guys all know the drill. I'm Sigma11. Good luck on your summons. Good luck on your shiny hunting. Be healthy. Be safe. Anything else you want to say before we end the stream off here?
Well, thank you for having me today.
This may end up happening more in the future. Who knows? It just depends upon him, honestly. For me, I have an open up schedule. We may end up doing something on Saturday. I don't know. It depends, because I might not want to stream Saturday due to working until 7 p.m. So, who knows? But yeah, until then, thank you for joining. I'll see you later, McGiggles, and I'll see you all guys as well. Peace, and have a nice day.